Well,
the excess time?
Well, they already owe us 4 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, you can tell the big kahunas that. I will not be telling them.
I won't.
All right, played. All right, guys. Neil and Sean that way. We'll see everybody tomorrow.
No, hold on a second.
Let's not talk about owing people stuff.
No, no one owes anyone any minutes or anything like that. So obviously that, look, some crazy things happen. You guys all saw what happened with Circle. I was just sort of saying, to be almost 10% down on Tesla, it's absolutely crazy. I was like yesterday, just making sure I have the Tesla chart up. I was actually saying that I was going to sell another third if we lost the shelf, and I actually had a trailing stop in my PA that in the morning bounce, I was like, oh, we're good. Because it bounced in front of it, because I had it underneath 310 from the 220 buy, and it bounced and was like, oh, this can be absolutely fine. And then all of a sudden, Elon continued to open his mouth, and it's going to go it seems like it's going to go 10% down at this point. It seems inevitable for Tesla. But obviously, once the show ended, the only trade I really made was Circle, and I think it's a lot of people. So that's coming back into the volume-weighted average price as we speak. I don't know how much I would trade this unless it gets down into the 70s, because I think there is going to make some sense for some support, or back into the open price. Oh, position board's not on. I have one position. I'm in HIMS right now.
The position board might be. No, I just got to fill.
No, I just got to fill. Yeah. So I know it's not working.
Well, we're going to be. I don't know. We don't. We'll talk about Circle when it goes. I'm still long at 69 so we'll wait for that. But I'm getting ready for this right now. It looks like we just looked at 300 again right there. So I'm getting ready to break this short right now on TSLA. It was a good day, and then this happened. And I don't know, Ramin's working on something. Hopefully we get that video out. And it was just like, you think you made good trades before, and then something like this happens. The only thing I'm disappointed at is like I sit here and can have an unlimited amount of shares, and because it went to 69, we'll talk about it, the trade and everything, but coming out at $31, they IPO'd a couple weeks ago at 26 to 28 range, and then it was 31, and then Circle came out at 69. So I didn't have as many shares as, I think that's true for all of us, obviously, and it's just right there. But the one thing that I am most proud of is that Joe took the trade, because I went over there right at 11 o'clock when we were talking about, would it still be as good in the simulator, or will it be as good as that, because Sharif was still working on his account. And I just went over there, kind of whispered to Joe, I was like, dude, just take the trade, just take the trade, and give yourself some experience, because Neil and I have seen, tens of IPOs. I was going to say hundreds, but tens of them that we've looked at. We've looked at 100, but
traded,
the ones that we were
traded
really interested in. Yeah,
we've seen hundreds.
The CoreWeaves, the Coinbases, the Circles,
This is more in the
whatever. They're all the same.
I wouldn't even compare it to CoreWeave. I think you got to compare this one to ARM, Rivian, Snowflake. Or Snowflake is probably the last one I remember that was this crazy to the upside. Rivian, I don't have as much of a recollection of the open. I remember it was good, but I remember Snowflake was nuts because we had graduates on that one. And it was just you had traders. It's okay, make sure you take this one.
Oh, we would have had hundreds of graduates.
So that's what I'm saying, because it's one of those strategies that you know what you're doing. First even dollar, open print, all that kind of good stuff. Oh wait, Tesla just bounced off.
I whispered in Joe's ear, take as many shares as you want and never get out until it breaks the opening price. You'd still be in, and you'd be in right now if you had listened. I'm still in, but if you take that advice, that's $69 to $89, so it's a $20 winner. If you have 100 shares, it's $2,000. Anyways, there it goes, man. Big day alert on Circle, and I wish that we were open for you when we were all together here, but that's okay. It opened up regardless, and it was an oh boy kind of a situation. Yeah, we're really happy. And yes, I am punching short on Tesla, although now anything I do is going to seem like it pales in comparison to what happened on Circle. But yeah, we're going to punch short. If it breaks 3 bills, I'm punching short. It doesn't matter about the SSR. I haven't done the math. I don't care.
It is an SSR at 300.
Yeah, I was going to say, to me, I don't care about that. I just wanted to see if anything, that's reason not to punch short, right? So I'm going to wait.
Boy, you missed the print.
Yeah, so I'm just going to wait for it to break. You know, this 50-period moving average seems good too. And I was saying to Neil, it must have happened just as we were waiting for Circle, because I was like, as soon as I heard out of Trump's mouth, this guy's no longer an ally. I mean, that was like, could have made a lot more money on this probably than Circle, to be honest with you. But there it goes, man, down 10%. We've seen these days before for Tesla. And I might be like a little jittery here this afternoon just because of what happened on Circle. So, you know, we'll be here. We're regrouping. We went for a nice walk. Oh, we posted this out. Beautiful Ontario. I was telling everybody how gorgeous it is around here. But there it is right here. We just went out. We took a nice little walk. There's Queen's Park. So this is the Ontario government right there. So we took that picture, posted that up right there. So, yeah, man. A little cloudy actually.
It's not going to rain, is it? Again? I thought rain was done.
No, I don't. It was rain. It rained a little bit before our game yesterday, but it just blew over. So
we need to get practices in, man.
Yeah, I just gotta.
Practice is important.
Breathe.
Practice.
Yeah, practice is pretty important. I like practices.
At that age, for 7 and 8 year olds, I actually think the practice is more important than the games because you can get a lot more work on the skills done because kids are sitting around and it's at that level of ball. There's only so much action on so many balls you can feel, so many times you get to swing a bat. At practice, you get like 10x of that. So hopefully the weather holds
everyone's asking me about the Circle trade. This is my trade right here. I mean, I tried to show you guys. As soon as it opened up, and we had the amount of shares that we had or whatever, I was just pumping them all out immediately. Then we got some more out at 75. Then as it just kept going up, I was just getting out like tranche, like basically every $2. Like there's 78, there's 80, 81, there's 83, there's 85, there's 88. Then it halts. Then it opens back up. We get 91s. We just... Always after the second halt, I'm sure Circle's on the board, right? Yes, okay, so screw it. We'll do this when we do it. All right, let's go over to the desk, or let's go over to the screen right now with Sharif, and we'll run down this exact trade most likely.
Welcome, everyone, to the Afternoon Rundown, the show where you decide what we talk about every afternoon. The big boys, they're not just locked and loaded, they're hyped, and they're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. But the only way to get those tickers up there is to join Joseph and I on the Midday Show and get into that chat and vote for your favorite tickers every day. But you got to be a subscriber in order to vote and engage. So make sure you're liking, subscribing, and sharing. Here's a look at all 4 major averages. The 2 on the top are negative. The 2 on the bottom, oh well. Now they're 3 are negative. The Dow was just positive momentarily. The NQ down about 0.25%. The ES down about 1/5, and the Dow just went red with the Russell 2000, the best performing major average on the day, up 1/3%. Here's the first ticker though, as decided by you guys, TSLA. Yes, the beef is real. Elon Musk and Donald Trump taking shots at one another. Elon on X and Donald Trump in an Oval Office press conference, guys, and that has Tesla down 9% on the verge of going short sale restricted.
Yeah, the irony being, I had actually trailed out of a short like 5, maybe it's 5 minutes before, I think, on Tesla. Because the first hammer candle came at exactly noon, and that was the one to view up. So that's when it happened. But I was out like 5 minutes before that. It feels like a firm all over again the day with their early earnings, because it was a similar thing that happened. I took 2 shots at it. One you guys saw, and then I said wait for it to get to 220 and do a pullback. So it did. Like it had a bit of a trend break. Well, sorry, not 220. 220 on the brain, because that's a key price on the daily chart. 320, did a nice little trend break there, had the short, scalped the dollar. I'm like, okay, we'll leave the trailing, because I think this can get all the way to VWAP. I trailed out. All of a sudden, the spat hit like, I don't know, like exponential whatever level, circle level, the spat between Elon. He just kept tweeting and out of control. And now it's about to break down again through the 300 level. As I said before, like last night, I was planning on putting a trail in anyways. I didn't expect it was going to hit today on my 220 buy. So I'm out the second third of that. I have to check the execution, but I'm somewhere at like 309 something. we're able to get some out there. And I'm just going to hold the rest. Let's see what happens. Maybe we are headed back to 220, which was a good buy zone before. I hope that's not the case, and it shouldn't be this bad. But when they're fighting, Tesla's been in the penalty box since the beginning of all this nonsense, right? So you think it's out of it now?
No, I think it's right back in.
It's a rhetorical question.
Yeah, obviously. Okay, so there goes Tesla. It's going to break right now. We just got some more. We just got Amazon for the first time today. I really like that stock. I'm just telling you because we're in it. I'm dropping it off. If it does break, I just put the stop in 208.70. If we break 208.70, I want to get out of that. It's right here, right now. I don't know why 70. I think it must have been. Oh yeah, right into here, right, just right that little level right there. If we break, then we're gone. I don't need to be in here for a long time, but. As I said, I'm still a little bit shook from Circle, but we'll go over to Tesla right now. 300 breaking to the downside. I'm taking it. Neil just went over everything. There's not much else to say. The pettiness continues with these two guys. I mean, this guy's worth $280 billion. I would just hang up the phone and just close my account and wouldn't even worry about what Trump has to say. But this is definitely affecting Tesla, man. I mean, when you're trying to launch robo-taxis, you're going to need federal approval to go on those highways. I believe every single, and I haven't heard anybody on this show talk about this, but I believe every highway there, at least the interstates, are owned federally. I mean, maybe there's some sort of a thing there. And if they don't get approval to run those cars on those interstates or highways or whatever it is, then it is a problem, right? Here we go. All right, we're getting ready to go short now through $300. So I don't know, man. We have this segment, but this is going to hit very, very soon. So, all right, let's just go back. You know my plan, man. If we get it, we get it. We'll take a little bit short. I'll take like half a unit, see what's going on with this play, and then probably just use the 50-period moving average, which is like in around 302 as a potential out. So it is what it is right now, and Tesla downside, and there it is, man. I mean, isn't it hilarious that you have the President of the United States saying one thing and the world's richest man saying another? Either they're both lying, or your president is lying, or Elon Musk is lying. Like it's so crazy how opposite and this whole thing is. You either saw the bill or you didn't see the bill. I'm through all that. I have more things to worry about than this little tit for tat feud. So, but anyways, we're here to make money, and that's what we're trying to do right now. There it goes. It broke.
It broke.
We got short at 299.75. So let's see what winds up happening now with Tesla. Hopefully a lot lower. Let's go back over to Sharif.
CRCL Circle, guys, new IPO today, oversubscribed and really well received when it opened, guys. I want to remind you guys that the underwriters to this IPO, JP Morgan, Goldman, etc., all have an option to sell more. So even though liquidity is tight now, we could see more down the road, guys. Show us your trades.
It's probably the same thing. Like, it's just like the only difference is I take it all out on the initial move. I've been doing this for IPOs outside of the Facebook thing, which was a different story. We can always tell that another time. But it's get in on the open print. I apologize about this wick. Tesla broke, obviously, 300, as you guys can see. But it never went down to 64. I didn't see the actual low, but as far as I'm concerned, I never saw it against me. So I don't think any of that is underneath 69 is legitimate. It opened at 69, every single dollar I was offering out. And then I trailed the last out beneath the halt price. It seems to me like the initial halt up, 76, looks like really good support here on Circle. So if we lose VWAP, it's hard to see, but right in here, 76, there's a double bottom. I think maybe you work off that if we lose the volume weighted average price, and evaluation, all that kind of stuff, like throw it out the window. It's a simplistic trade, which has been done on this floor for a long time. You just get in with that open print and then take your shot. And one of the things that you got to be concerned about when you're trading a big IPO like Circle is slippage, because obviously it's going to be a thinly traded stock, relatively speaking. And if you want to optimize your computing so that you don't get slippage, then you want to see easy trading computers, everybody, because there's a Trader TV Live and Easy Trading team up that's bringing you an exclusive sale on the world's most powerful AI-ready computers for trading. The limited time desktop and laptop sale includes exclusive performance upgrades, bonus gear, and 0% financing, everybody. And it's only for Trader TV viewers. Scan the QR code, enter your email, and unlock the access before it's gone. The exclusive sale is ending on the 12th of June at 5 p.m. Eastern. So scan the QR code or click the link in the description box, everybody. Take a shot at it. I mean, at the end of the day, slippage matters.
Oh, you got back into Tesla there? I just saw a better price, $299.
100%.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm not holding the breakdown. So remember, it's SSR at $299 exactly. So it's at, whoops, I'm still on circle. So I got in, I didn't take anything out until it made a fresh low here. But once it got back up through 300 and this prior low, see the prior low? I'm out at the prior low and I'm jumping back in when it holds the prior bar. I don't hold breakout trades. I mean, some people like to hold breakout trades well past the entry price. I think that's a separate trade. Like if I want to short it off 304 or 302, then I'll short it off 304 or 302. But for now, I just wanted to make sure that stopped it when it broke that prior low, and then if it wicks it, I just jump right back into the trade. Now we'll see if we can hold. It is SSR. No. Seriously? There it is. Now it's SSR. So now it's short sell restricted. It just bounced off that here on Tesla, even though we're talking about Circle.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we're still in Tesla, of course. All right, so we're going to wait to see what winds up happening here, obviously, with Circle, the rest of these shares. But, yeah, it was just one of those things, man. Like I said, I felt pretty strongly about it. I went over there and even mentioned to Joe, man, make sure you take this trade, right? And I mean, it's exactly the same trade that we always talk about all the time here. And it's a huge money-making opportunity, and that's exactly what it turned out to be. My best outs are $100 up there, and then we actually held some, and then got out here at 82 on the reopen of that halt, then got out again at 90, then got out again at 96. Like, the fun doesn't stop, right? And yeah, Circle. I'm holding just one little piece. I was thinking about getting out if we break below $80 here, but it's the same piece that we held for all of these trades. So yeah, look, man, these are the opportunities that you want. And for Tesla, I'm bidding 298.25s. So we still have this initial breakdown. So let's just wait to see what winds up happening there. Hopefully we get that fill. I think we go a little bit lower. I'm not. Honestly, like every trade, as Neil said, is completely different from the next. But I don't know. Like there's no point in talking about anything else right now as far as P&L wise is concerned, because Circle was so big, but I still like this Tesla trade. This could go $10. Like there could be another move down right now, because on the daily, we're just breaking right now the 200 period moving average. The next area to maybe stop around is kind of like this wick is 295. You know, so if there is going to be buyers, I just look at this stock and think to myself, like, okay, self, where will buyers want to come in to buy this name? Maybe now, because it's SSR. So, but other than that, man, we'll see if there's a downside move. My stop is still the same, in and around 303. So we'll just play with this. I'm not, for me, I'm not trading very many share sizes for the default that I'm used to. I'm just trying to trade this to see where it goes. So, like, I just stared down there at $1.50 and didn't take it, right? So let's see if we can get a little bit more downside rate here for Tesla. And then, you know, we did get in and out of Amazon there quickly, boom, to the downside. So that name bled a little bit on us there. So, but look at that. I don't know if there was some sort of news or whatever, but that just cracked through 208 on that wick down and then now blasted back up. So we actually get out at 70 breaks, so like we had said. So we were okay on that trade, but Amazon definitely going the other way. Let's go talk about now. Everybody was right, man. Like, you know, we don't have to worry about Robinhood anymore. That was a trade there that definitely we had and we dropped it, and now it's not irrelevant, but we feel pretty good about the day that we're having now. So let's go back over and talk about Robinhood, the missed trade.
Yeah, great look for Robinhood today, even though it did retrace aggressively when the market started selling off there. But they did announce that their platform assets now above $250 billion, guys, as well as record-breaking trading volumes for the month of May.
Yeah, so like you said, Robinhood was it's a disappointment. Like for me, up, down, round. Like I'm gonna be real. Like I flat out care about my decision-making process over the years more than my P&L. So I will look back at Robinhood and grade myself all of the Fs on Hood. You know, it doesn't, like I'm actually flat on the stock. I've been stopped out in it like 6 times to the long side. and feel like my timing outside of one long at the 72, like every other one was kind of poorly timed. The VWAP wasn't any good. And then the exit, like I literally got out of it at the perfect moment to have been short. I mean, whatever, like that was like the Elon stuff was going on. And I think, I don't know that I anticipated that the Elon Trump spat was going to cause the market move to the downside that it was. Otherwise, this was probably the easiest, just punch anything that's breaking support after that spat heated up. So, you know, that's what happened on Robinhood. If you just go to the higher time frame though, like, look, it held yesterday's close on all of that nonsense. And if you're trying to trade it this afternoon, maybe you wait for it to get down to 72 where the buyers clearly feel pretty good about this. Robinhood next to get into the S&P, maybe, maybe not. I tend to think, we all seem to think it's going to get in there at some point. But remember, like somebody's got to come out for you to go in. So
there's lots of names.
There's always lots of names, but like there's like an order to these things. They'll get in. It's just a matter of when. But this still looks fantastic on the daily chart, notwithstanding some of the dip, dive, and all that nonsense that you've seen in here today. Wait for 72 this afternoon because the market is very, very heavy. Or maybe you can just blow back through the 74.5, which seems to be a pretty key area of trade as well.
All right, look, I mean, we had Robinhood as one of the 5 names that we wanted to get long at 72 to 72.50. Unfortunately, it breaks 72, we get out, and then this happens. And then another unfortunate situation was when Circle was going through, it comes back into 72 on that Elon and all that kind of talk there. So that was too bad because there's the other trade right there. So
come on.
Whatever, man. This is just a bad situation all around. I really like Robinhood. We like the stock. We tweeted it out. I should have been long there. This really, really upset me until Circle came through. And right now, like I, should have made a lot here and didn't. So we made the low of the day. Oh, at least I can't say that now because someone else did right there at 71.80. But we pretty much made the low of the day right there early, which sucked because that went from 72 up to 76.50. So yeah, man, that was like a day. That was probably like at least a week maker right there if I hold on. I wouldn't get all the way out, but even if I hold, even for something, even here is fine. But you know, whatever, that's fine. We'll move off of that. I'm still waiting for Tesla to go down. It's just battling around 299. My only bid is 298.25. So we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for that.
Before we go back, top Palantir, there was a bit of a headline on U.S. Steel. Well, I heard it. I haven't seen it yet. Just sort of saying the deal is expected to close on time. Now remember, this is 55 cash. So whoops, I'm on a daily chart. 55 cash, and it hasn't really traded higher than 54.20 or so. So it spiked into 54. That still probably means you can short it into 55. But if you see, I mean, if it gets back into the lows, I just tried bidding the bottoms because I was in this one as well. It was a reversion play, and if I can get back in off the lows, I'll probably try to get into U.S. Steel. So closing on time, I'll double check the website I use for this, but I'm pretty sure that's like the end of the month. I think they're expecting on U.S. Steel. So you know, it has some room to go, but only like a couple dollars from here. Let's go talk about some Palantir, one of the other things that went ham during Circle. Craze? Whatever.
Neil, and it started out with really good headlines because they had those 2 new deals, commercial deals that is. It started the pre-market quite well. You can see it was positive on the day, but that all changed when these headlines come in. So Palantir shares trading lower after reports that suggest some Republicans are criticizing Donald Trump and the administration for the deal with the company. Specifically, they're talking about surveillance reports about using information or using sensitive information to build out their platforms. Alex Karp going on basically calling the refuting the accusations, calling them ridiculous, and says that the company is winning, guys.
Look at Amazon. Amazon right now, like this is just like we just get stopped out and then this thing pops. Unbelievable. All right, Palantir, the biggest winner of the day besides Circle, and it's not even close. So there's Palantir, man. That break was huge, breaking 130 all the way up to 132, 133. These breakouts have been good sometimes, so you got to take advantage of them when they're there. That was a pretty clean one early. It really set the tone for the whole day for me. And then obviously we get that. There's, by the way, there we go. Let's go. There goes Tesla right there. We get that 298.25. But anyways, yeah. I sold some in my own PA right here at 124, right there. So we'll see. You know, the news comes as, you know, we get that sort of that feud there, as now we're starting to question government spending again and all these contracts. So yeah, man, Palantir gets hit there. The valuation of this name is still through the roof, right? So you got to be careful with all of these plays. I just took some off right there just because, you know, we looked out and, you know, you see kind of the amount that this has moved, and it's kind of like, if I take just less than 10%, I'm not even sure what I took out, a couple of 7 or 8% out, at 124, that's not going to do that much difference than 130, right? It's not like I'm getting out at 55 again and watching this thing rip all the way to 130. So yeah, we still got Palantir. We still love that name, that's for sure. But like right now I'm getting unhinged again because there goes Apple, there goes Amazon. And then honestly,
Futures are bouncing.
Yeah, futures are bouncing nicely, but there's that out right there. We only got out at 10%, by the way, of Tesla right there. So I'm still waiting for a lot lower. Let's wait to see what happens with Tesla. This keeps changing though. It's like now our out can go to 302, I guess. Now for Tesla. So yeah, that's that, man. Look, I love Palantir. I already called it the best day trading stock, and I believe that. And I think it's one of the ones that I've made the most money on the show for sure. Not for sure, but I think that'd still be Nvidia. But anyways, really like Palantir. I'll be here. I will not be here tomorrow. I'll join Obi and Neil, where one of these guys hopefully will trade that. But we'll wait to see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to Downsview. Yeah, about 30 minutes north of here. No, hockey.
Baseball.
Yeah, tonight is chess. Yesterday was baseball, like you just said there.
Nobody.
And then my daughter's in like a, it's a spring team, but I forget what it's called. Anyways, just a different tournament there. It's not her rep team. It's a different one.
Okay, yeah.
Like what do they do? Like when scouts, or what do you call those things? Like not a
Like
a showcase.
Showcase.
Showcase tournament. So
yeah.
That's happening. And she just got invited to one 2 weeks from now in Rochester. I'm not going. Nah, man, because, you know, like going to David in there, if I say a joke about the 51st state, I mean, I might not be allowed back into Canada. I mean, look, what if...
No one's telling that.
What if Canada gets, let's go Tesla? Oh, I better not cheer Tesla too much in case those border guys are watching, because I don't know, I don't want to hear anything with Trump, but there it goes, man. Now Tesla's now
just
$2.
Cross the border with the Green Bay on...
Yeah, of course. I'm just playing around.
No, we're joking around. Like, it's fine. But you probably shouldn't make crazy jokes at the border. We know it's all in good fun. It's just, trust me, I have friends that work in customs.
Like, bro, you
what they can do, because they have a lot of power, and a lot of times when you give people power, you don't know what their day's been like, and maybe they've had a day that just they feel the need to be like, oh, you think that's funny?
Right.
That's what's up. I'll say one.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know why real trading gives me this much buying power, but we need to put some more to work here very soon.
I want to say something about CoreWeave. Just to put Circle into context, I was trying to tell people...
Oh yeah, what about CoreWeave?
I was trying to tell people, like, I have one thing to say about Palantir on a weekly chart. Like, I sized down 5 times on Circle, and used like significantly less risk on Circle to make like 6 times what we made on CoreWeave. It was like, that's how much better Circle was than CoreWeave. That you can't compare it to CoreWeave. Although the way it's moving, maybe you can. So in terms of Palantir, on a weekly chart, if we're making a fail of the top, 100 on a weekly looks like the next good level, and then on a weekly, the 50 on the weekly it's been gold on the stock. And that's down to like 70, but I think 100 is that's the big level on the weekly here. If you get down to that price, maybe in a couple of weeks, that's a nice little buy.
And I mean, see, now I'm triggered by CoreWeave, because there's CoreWeave 133. Oh man, I was just saying this. I was saying to Brendan, like, this vacation time can't come fast enough. Right there. There's CoreWeave. We talked about this yesterday at 165. Now down to 133.
CoreWeave.
All right. There we go, CoreWeave, man. We called this yesterday at 165. It's at 133. I hope some of you got it. What's up, Sharif?
All right, guys. Wow, I'm getting amped up for that. Shout out to CoreWeave. All right, Nvidia, guys. Really no major headline today on Nvidia, but it did go aggressively green to red. A bit of a look in, a head and shoulders there at the high. Still above 140, though, most notably, and even more important, still the world's most valuable company.
Well, I mean, it would have had to go down a lot for that to not be true today, on a day like today. This is the first time legitimate question. This is the first time in a while that nobody's traded Nvidia on the show. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just wasn't looking at Nvidia today. Not really. But look, if you're thinking about what to do with some of these stocks, like when I was talking about like in Robinhood, once you realize the floodgates have opened up on that Elon thing, any flat bottom break was then subsequently good. Like when a stock was breaking a support level while that melee was going on, you just needed to punch short. Like so Nvidia, 142.5, I'm bidding 96.
Yeah.
On an SSR play, I'm out in front of an SSR bounce level whether I want to take it long or not. So if I think 95 is a bounce level for an SSR, then I'm out in front of 96. But yeah, Nvidia, I think this one feels a little safer if we're looking for longs this afternoon, because 140, like yesterday, look at the buyback from 140, look at what they bought it back here. I think that might be a decent spot where you can take a shot at something to the long side. But yeah, it just wasn't on the radar. Still like Nvidia. I bought it once at spring training, and I think it still looks okay from there. Maybe we're not going to get to the high as fast as we thought we were, but it's still trending very nicely. I'll be more concerned of Nvidia if it breaks this trend. Like just go from the bottom. There's your trend. Like if Nvidia breaks this trend since the low, then I'd be like, yeah, maybe you trim some. That's the only thing I'd be considering here. That's a daily chart there, by the way.
What's up, Ozan, and everybody else? Tesla's now $3. Oops, not that. Wrong one, Bear. Yeah, there was the 300 break, man. You know, stay in there, get it, go down, bye-bye. Tesla, I was saying 295, maybe an area, but wow, okay. This is just turning, again, I mean, I just want everybody to notice that this is the kind of stuff that, like, this is why I mean, being here 20 plus years, it's kind of like, you never know when you're coming into work today, like what the day is going to bring, what kind of stocks you're going to be on. And we talked about that. You know, I don't even have Tesla listed on here, you know, obviously. I mean, normally we do, but, you know, there was nothing there for me today. And then all of a sudden, it's like this happens, and then now we're $4 in the money, and we still have 80% of this trade. So I'm going to get another piece out right. Whoops. Oh, no. Okay, good. Ooh, thought I got too many shares there. Ooh, did not. All right, so yeah, and then Circle happens, and then this happens, and that happens, and then Robinhood happens, and Palantir happens, and Apple happens, and then Amazon gives me the finger right here, and then Apple happens, and, you know, boom. Like, there's so much opportunity all of the time in this market, right? So, you know, there goes Tesla. Yeah, it's a monster again right there. And this will, I don't know, Palantir. So we can't talk about Circle anymore because if I'm going to look at like the best stocks on the floor, Circle's it. But, you know, Tesla right now is about to maybe overtake Palantir here for this. So let's wait to see. It's too bad about that Amazon, man. That would have been really a nice little top thing. But yeah, do something to what stock? I mean, yeah, right now there goes Tesla, down 11% right now. We just covered a little bit more there. We actually have now about 65%. We just took some more at 96. I think we have 3 fills down there or just 2. Yeah, so no, just one at 96 flat. The other one's at 96.50. So that's where most of the covers were. That was 5% there, 5% there. And then I guess 20%, or I don't know, one of them was 10 and one of them was 15%. But anyways, I can see where I'm at. I have 65% left. So we'll see now. I'm actually going to take another, let's take 5% out right now if we can get this. There it is. Okay, we just got 25s again. So we'll start to take a little piece out there because maybe potentially it's bouncing there, right? I mean, it's kind of like when we looked at that 312 level earlier and we talked about that right there. Well, we broke that. And then now I just said possible bouncing spot was 295. And I actually didn't even really think that we would get down to there, but we did. So now the low of the day for Tesla. Oh, well, we have a bad wick there. No, ours says 241. Yeah, that didn't happen. 295.60.
Sweet Christmas.
Right there for that out. So, yeah, man. Yeah, pretty good. As we're pretty happy over on this side. And that is your rundown. So we'll hit the sirens for just a monster day, man, in general. And, yeah, I'll go back to Circle because I still do have some shares of this. My stop... I mean, Joe, I feel like I should bring Joe over here and show him where my stop is. 68.99. right there. So we had a 1 penny stop right there. And now it's just all the way up, huge, right? And so these are the trades. This is why we're here. This is the point. My lunch, we just finished this 3 minutes ago, basically before the show went on board. I didn't even get out of the chair. I sat here, we waited, and something special wound up happening. So, that's what trading's about. Trying to have some fun, trying to take advantage of opportunities that are there. And Circle was, I think it's the greatest IPO I've ever witnessed, because the only thing that mattered about how much money you made was what shares you put right there. And like Neil, I went down to 30% of what I had in the morning of what I thought I wanted to take.
Yeah, if it had opened at 51.
Yeah, I took 30% of what I wanted at the open, because. And I was talking with Matteo about this, and it's just because I like to talk about these things. And it's just like, I basically was saying, should not have really acted like that. I should have just took the amount of shares, because the trade was what the trade was, right? And so it's just a matter of like, you made as much money as risk adverse or risk taking you wanted, because I could have put there 1,000 shares, 5,000 shares, 100 shares, 50 shares, 20 shares, whatever. The ability to put is unlimited. It's just a matter of how much basically do you want to make, or lose. But my loss is pretty capped. But anyways,
well, that's the only.
You always look back at it.
The only thing I ever look for is it's like how much you're willing to lose on it. And as a general rule on that trade, it's like the more I think it's a little bit overpriced, then the less I'm willing to lose. And part of that comes down to what you don't know each time you trade an IPO is the level of slippage you're going to get. You have an idea from stuff you've traded before, but you don't know. And the higher it gets, the more slippage I expect. So as a general rule, like if it had opened underneath 50, it's like that's one thing. If it opened at 51, and I kept changing my order over and over. It's silly. But you follow your rules.
Look at Tesla.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my. Uh-oh. This is why we're holding, baby. There's Tesla, $293 and change, $7. This is what I'm saying. Like we talked about Circle, making $50 on Circle or $40. And then here goes Tesla. We just talked about this breaking 300. Like, I don't know, man. I don't pay close enough attention to the midday show, but this is crazy action right now. Like, I don't know if these guys, if we were on the midday, we probably would have had very, very similar move there. But there it goes into the downside. Of course, there's a new tweet. This is the most embarrassing thing that I've seen in a long time.
He just said,
I go get a coffee. Go ahead. Yeah, what is it?
Oh, we'll go to Adair for the news, I guess.
Okay, so Donald Trump here with some very negative posts about Elon Musk, and I'm going to read them here. I'll show them as well. Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy. So that's the first post, but guys, there's actually another post as well. The second one is the easiest way to save money in our budgets, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. So he's out and out saying here that this is how they'll save money by terminating Elon's contracts. This does not seem positive for Tesla. Back to you.
Right now, like I had no clue this was going to happen when I trailed out of a third of my Tesla buy. Like sometimes you get like I consider myself to have been incredibly lucky. Like as good as any of the IPO stuff was, getting out of a third of my 220s, and some part of me wishes I had gotten out of like all of it or something like that. But you can only do what you do what you got to do. Like that's actually probably made me more money than anything I'll do here today. The bleed is on, the 50's gone, sorry, the 200's gone. The 50, and the only reason why I was looking for a bounce level at 295 is that level there. So that's why I jumped out of it in front of it. And now you've got the 50 period. If you lose that, maybe $270. But I'm tending to think that you're waiting back to 222. I might just stink bid this stock again in my PA to get back in at 222.22 where I bought it last time. Because I have a funny feeling that's where we can get to. For sure, Bobby Axelrod in the chat there. Hey, what up, Bobby Axe? Can you move to Canada? I don't know, man. I mean, anybody can move anywhere they want to. That's the beauty of the world. But at the end of the day, my gut tells me that we're probably over, unless you care particularly about specifically like the price of Tesla, we're probably overblowing some of this spat, right? And if you're a shareholder in Tesla, all you could do is find your way out of it at some points, right? So I think it would be pretty reasonable, in my estimation, if we cannot hold on to 291, that minimum a test of 270 again, and beneath that, you know that 220 is going to be a big one for sure. So it's getting nasty. It's definitely getting nasty. There's no question about this. And there's really nothing going crazy. Like, if you look at what's happening in the Qs right now, just to give you an idea of like what's going on with the rest of the market, like we're still in the midst of a bounce here in the Qs. So that's still looking pretty solid. I really can't find anything that I'm in love with to the long side. I was looking over, I mean, Sean was over at Amazon. I was trying to go over to think about like Micron off VWAP again. This might be something, because like this bounced off VWAP, and anything that didn't break a support level on the Elon spat, and look at Micron holding the line here at 107, like that makes some sense to me, but everything else, you know, is Tesla and nastiness. We'll see what happens. I don't know if we're gonna get the price that I'm thinking on Circle for a re-entry, because it's holding on to VWAP, and I think down into 76 makes the most sense. But I might look over at Micron, because no matter what the market has done, it has held the line at 107 just underneath VWAP. And it did it again while I wasn't even paying attention, and we're looking at that Tesla trade. I think going to get a stink bid in here, not a stink bid, going to get a bid in front of 107. The last time it gave you a clean dollar, let's see if it can do it again. There's not much to like to the long side that's really moving.
Talking with Raquel there in the lunch about our What's for Lunch segment. She really loved that. I'm going to send her some clips. Because I have some disappointing news for you guys today. Today it was actually chili. It wasn't Thai basil beef. I went over there and looked at it, and I'm
That's
like,
what I was saying.
this looks like chili.
Yeah.
And then, there's rice. It's chili.
It's not what they
tested
said.
it. No, yeah. So she's like, oh, I'm going to let them know. I was like, no, I mean, who cares? The chili apparently was great. It's almost all gone. Right
oh,
there.
Was good?
No, I don't know. I didn't have any, but it's chili. So it was not that.
I would have, if anyone was good, I would have taken some.
Basil. Well, there's still a lot there, but not a lot.
I'm gonna get that
still enough
flop.
there. It's 243 right now. All right. Yeah. Okay. But by the way, let me just see what Amazon's doing there, because we did want Amazon. Oh no.
The Nasdaq's bouncing nicely.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. So again, all I'm doing here is trying to make it as simple as possible. Like I try to make everything simple in life. And
ASTS.
That break was pretty simple of $300 there. Queens Park, we talked about that already. What am I even doing? But right here, so these are the names that I want to trade today: Amazon, Apple, Circle, CoreWeave. Yesterday, remember we talked about 133 when CoreWeave was at 166. So here's CoreWeave today, this morning. I fought the law, and then the law won right there, and then this happened. But yeah, so we were already short up here at 150. It's at 133. Like I said, man, you never know. Well, we circled the wagon today, though. That's for sure. But CoreWeave down 18% right now. Wow. I almost don't even want to take tomorrow off, but I know I think I have to. Okay, let's go. Man, I'm going to put another bid down here, 93.50 or so. Let's put a bid at 60s there, and then see what winds up happening back into the downside right now with Tesla. This is $6. Hopefully it continues to go lower. Are you calling for Adara? But just now you did it for the first time. Okay, good. I will make sure that I didn't miss it. So, all right, let's go find out what Adara's up to.
There's actually an antipathy play here on this Tesla story that you might not expect. Here is AST Space Mobile, ASTS, about a 26% short float. So in case you missed it, Donald Trump basically said that the easiest way to cut spending is to get rid of Elon's government contracts. Well, we know Elon does have his Starlink and his SpaceX. SpaceX, of course, in that Space Mobile area, and I guess the satellite area. Well, so is AST Space Mobile. So I guess the implication here, people expecting that if we get Elon's government contracts cut, it might benefit some other companies. Good look here for ASTS or Space Mobile, again, I'm not sure if this is confirmed to be the reason, but from what I'm seeing on X, this push-up has been attributed to some enthusiasm that if Musk loses contracts, ASTS could benefit. Back to you.
And that? Well, no, look, I'm not trading ASTS off that because it looks like it's already on the back end of that trade. I'm buying the logic of all of that is what I should say to be a little bit more precise. We don't talk about politics, but like I gotta keep it real. You don't like a situation in which the government is deciding who wins and who loses in a general sense. So like, I don't know, there's a side of me that's just like, oh my goodness, what is this? What is that nonsense? But at the end of the day, it's a pure squeeze play, and above 20, where you can see it above 29, like this is pretty spicy on ASTS. I'll try not to call it what traders call it. Traders call it ASTS. Hopefully you don't get offended by that, but a lot of traders just call it that. It's a short form. So I think 29 on the daily, looks like 29.3, and this is blasting through. It's a pure short squeeze play that I just do not want to be chasing on nothing. This is not fundamental. Like if they don't have any other contract, you were just speculating Tesla out or Elon out, they could get more. So I think that's kind of a weird trade to try to put on there on Tesla. Oh, sorry, not on Tesla, on ASTS. Crazy, crazy. So keep your ear to the ground, everybody. Like obviously at this point, I don't know if there's any other sympathy plays out there that you can see, but there's probably a few out there that are going to be making moves based on that tweet. Maybe Adair has one for you here.
There actually are two more. They both have decent short floats as well. Here's LUNR, that's Intuitive Machines, about a 16% short float. RKLB, about a 15% short float. That's Rocket Lab. So RKLB, ASTS, and LUNR, three sympathy plays or antipathy plays here as we get word from Donald Trump that he might be cutting some of these Elon Musk contracts, which could benefit other space providers. Back to you.
Well, that's why I'm just short Tesla. I mean, I don't. I'll leave all this other stuff for you guys because, like, honestly, I mean, we're just Tesla right now is about to take over Palantir here, and there it is. Like, this is what I'm talking about. You know, we have a $7. I've mentioned that the stop on this was 303, so we had $3 stop or so on this trade, which is now way down. I mean, now our stop. I don't even have a stop anymore. Actually, we still are in 20% of this trade, and I'm bidding 291.09 right now. Yeah, this just keeps on going to the downside right now. All right, if you want a prop firm that's transparent, fair, and actually wants you to succeed, then listen up. Prop XP gives you 1 to 200 leverage and one of the highest payouts out there with no high watermark. Fast payouts, real support, and a team that's on your side. That's why they're rated 4.6 on Trustpilot and climbing. Please use code TraderTV, one word, TraderTV, to get 50% off your challenge right now. Scan the QR code or click the link in description box and start trading smarter with Prop XP. Pass the challenge, buy Circle, get funded, and that rest is, of course, history. No, I don't even, honestly, these tweets, but I'm not even interested in those tweets because honestly, I don't, like, I find this absolutely disappointing, what the new developments here today. I mean, I ain't disappointed in this, I mean, there's $10. So right there on Tesla as it continues to go lower. So there it goes, man. This is why we don't cover anything, you know, we can talk all we want about different strategies and whatnot, but this one right here on Tesla, I mean, trying to hold momentum and things like that, so far so good. All right, so yeah, if there's anything else, if there's any other names, guys, like honestly, I'm not even gonna bid anymore. I'm just gonna wait. I only now have 15% left. Basically, every single one of these is like 5%, you know, and to the point where we got out a decent amount at 96, which actually looked pretty good there for a minute. And then now it doesn't look so great, but it's a big one, man, to the downside. And I don't know what else. We were already sort of feeling some kind of ways about the Circle trade. And then now we have this trade. So it's all good. And now I don't even like the fact that we got stopped out of Amazon almost again on something. I don't know what that wick was right there, but we got stopped out of that Amazon trade. Now it's looking like a drop in the park, but in the bucket. But you know, we're good, man. And let's just go to see. I turned to Neil. I was like, okay, I forgot that this weekend was even Father's Day, so that's going to be another exciting thing.
I feel like
to do there today, but yeah, this has been.
What do you guys do anything special or
No, well, special, yeah. I mean, I don't know. We'll barbecue up some stuff. Probably go see my dad and stuff like that. But I don't. I'm a slave to my children, so it doesn't really. Whatever winds up happening on that, but. Not this weekend. No, is it not this weekend? Father's Day is the 15th, right? Okay, I was going to say, I didn't think.
Oh, it's not this weekend. Okay,
yeah,
good.
See, I know. When I went to Neil, he's like, yeah, this weekend. I was like, even for myself, I saw it before. I was like, it feels like it's not
so
this
it's
weekend because we normally have. That's what I'm saying. Like we normally plan something. Okay,
I got
that's better then because
we're going up north to my in-laws, and I'm like, oh,
yeah, that's right. You said that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I'm like, really? We planned that on Father's Day?
But that would make sense though then.
Well, because then my
see grandpa
would
and
see.
Like yeah, exactly.
That would,
and then your wife would see her dad. But anyways,
okay,
yeah.
For 2
so all right, yeah. Let's.
There's more.
You know what? Hey, I got an idea. Let's go to Adara.
That's a great idea.
So here's the Amazon story that happened around 2:20 p.m. today. Amazon Web Services, or AWS, here announcing a price reduction of up to 45% for Amazon EC2 Nvidia GPU accelerated instances. Not a huge catalyst, but based on the timing, this seems to be what led to that move in Amazon. Back to you.
Thank you very much, sir. My wife usually asks me, is there anything particularly you want to do? And I just say, it doesn't matter. Whatever Aaron wants to do, as long as I just want to see my dad at some point during that day, and I know Aaron wants to see Grampy. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, outside of that, I don't know. Usually I will say it'd be nice if we could barbecue or something like that. But Amazon looks strong, but I don't know. I want to talk about a Mag 7 name or something else.
Yeah, I had that Amazon at that bottom.
I was looking at it's not Mag 7, and look, obviously. Micron's holding up pretty well, but it's also not moving. So yeah, it's holding, and that's fine, but it's not really doing much of anything. The futures aren't really doing much of anything right now. Ultimately, you're either looking at one of these sympathy plays like ASTS or Rocket Labs. I think ASTS is the strongest one out here, holding some of those higher lows. Maybe this can calm down and can give you a trade. Who knows? The DJK, I think you're kind of right about some of this. You now won't receive license to operate robotaxi. I turned and was even saying, I'm considering, when I say I got out of another third of Tesla, it's only a third of the recent dip buy that I had, which is it's less than 1/10 of my Tesla holdings long term. And I'm starting to consider, shouldn't I be trimming more of this on Tesla? I don't want to. If we lose the 50 period, I usually would anyway, so I can maybe make that decision tomorrow. But if we lose the 50 period and I'm not at least getting out of all of the 220s, because I have old Tesla shares from way back when, but I might consider just getting out of all the 220s if we close underneath the 50 period here. It's so nasty here, and everything that you hear only makes it worse in the short term. And maybe we pick it back up at 220 when it gets down. If it gets down there, I shouldn't say when. Right? I don't know if it's going down to 220 or not. I just know that I like it down there.
Before, just looking to see 296, 297. All right, so look, I mean, as much as this is just a drop in the bucket, we do want to try to trade properly, as we say. So, all right, so here we go. This is a 12-period moving average on a 1-minute chart. We followed it all the way down. It's right there right now. Thank you, Frank Jones, for your kind words. I mean, he's saying he wishes he had a little bit of me in him, but I don't even know what that means. So, you can all, everybody can trade and do their thing, and we just want you guys to continue to watch and to like and to subscribe and all of that. And I just want to thank you for all of that. I mean, hopefully it's a good trade for you today as well. So shout out to everybody trading. Shout out to everybody trading every day. This is by far the hardest game, which is literally why there's no one behind us. And that's why I try to big up Obi as much as I possibly can. I mean, this guy, we probably hired 100 people. This is the last man here. I want to say a big shout out to him, and that's about right. I think it's probably 2, 3, 4% or so of traders wind up succeeding. So it's a very, very tough game. And that's why you have to try to just take advantage when days are like this, you know. And you know, that's why there's a thing about being humble about, you know, making money and all that kind of stuff. But then also, like, as a trader, you know, and as a family man and everything, it's kind of like I always want to do better. And that's what strives me for always doing this, you know, and always talking like this. The entertainment part, you guys, honestly, like, I sat here, Ramin wanted me to do this little video, and I was just sitting here so calm, like I was in circle. I was just like, whatever, like, you know, we'll do that, like, just calm down, whatever. Mostly everything about what we're doing here is for entertainment. You know, and so that's why getting excited about that and me going like, I miss these trades. Like, obviously I'm upset to miss these trades, but at the end of the day, feel really, you know, blessed and happy to be here every single day and be able to do this for this long, and to be able to, you know, gather and garnish sort of the respect of you guys in the chat. To me, that's what it's about, right? I want everybody to see that we can together as a group do things like this, which is why I tell you sometimes, like, if you want to know if we're green or red or anything like that, please, like, feel free to ask us, because we all want to be open and honest with those kind of stats. You know, I always hear, you know, the guys on the Midday talk like that. We talk like that too. So just let us know if you want to know, you know, how the day's going. And again, you know, P&L wise, where we talk about it, P&L doesn't matter to anybody but the person trading. So that's irrelevant. But if you want to know if all the ideas that we're doing are working and all this kind of stuff, I feel like that's fine. So ask away at all that stuff. Here we go. I'm going to bid right now. There it is. Like, this is $10. I mean, I can't hide these trades. So am I going to get happy when these trades happen? Of course. So there it goes, man. It's to the downside. I do it for you. I do it for the family. And really, I'm having a lot of fun. Made a lot of great friends. We brought Neil into this game. And you know what? It's just getting bigger and better. The show's getting bigger and better. We have the best midday show we've ever had. We've got Adara on the news desk. We have great behind the scenes with Andre, Fabian, Brendan, which is behind the scenes, but also on camera, as you guys know, Brendan. Ramin, she's all right. She's back there as well. And yeah, it's been an absolute fantastic ride. And we just look to get bigger and better. And I want to thank everybody for putting up with me over and over and over again. And especially my wife. Shout out to you, even though you're probably not watching.
What up, Marissa? Yeah, maybe she is. You never really know. My Aldrin saying 280 by closing. That's the line. I think that's going to be the line in the sand for me in the PA on the 220s. That's kind of what I'm thinking in here. I'm writing notes down for myself. And what's absolutely killing me about this is when all this happened, I wrote down on my iPad, I told myself that for every share I got out of Tesla, I was going to put that money into Uber. Just the same way when I sold Disney, I would have put it into Netflix, and I didn't do it. And I'm so pissed off at myself for that right now because I look at Uber, now obviously, I mean, Uber having a good day today, it just broke out again. I think it's an obvious one. I already own Uber shares, so it's fine. I just haven't done anything with them in a very long time. I think it makes some sense to rotate away from Tesla, at least in a short term, and it makes a lot of sense here. So I'm going to do it. I'm just not going to get the prices that I would have had we done this like an hour or two ago. I should have done it in the midday. We usually do stuff in the middle of the day with our accounts. I wrote it down. We didn't do it. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think the rotation trade, if we can get any continuation on Uber back into 85, is going to make some sense. As far as this afternoon goes, I don't know if you want to touch it with a 10-foot pole, but the only place I think Tesla could bounce is $280. That's the only level out there on Tesla. I mean, I've seen people say 270.
Okay.
But I mean, 200, I get it. Yeah, you know, okay, fine. I should, like 270 on the daily, 280. When I say bounce, I kind of mean today. That's because you've lost the 50 period here on Tesla. So I'm thinking $280, which was a significant level before. I sold on the way up in front of 280, so maybe I'm biased. My first third, yeah, I should probably tell. Like, I'm a little bit biased because I sold my first third at 280 of the 220 buy. So I think that prior resistance level is important. But 270 on the daily does stand out. I'm just thinking, where would it possibly bounce today? Like if you get like a 330 bounce on Tesla and it can go like $5. I haven't looked at J. Lemaire. I haven't looked at MDB since this morning. Obviously, as Sean said, like for myself, like a trade like Circle, like there's nothing like on Circle, like I don't have a trade where I've lost a tenth of what I will make on a Circle. That's how I roll risk to reward. A trade like Circle is the best there is out there. If it's not worth 10x of anything else that I'm doing, then like, that doesn't make any sense to me. But I have not looked at MongoDB, and I know we were talking pretty positively about this in the aftermarket show at the 220 level. Suffice to say, it never got there. It just did the whole thing where it gapped up. It was too far. I thought 220 was support. We were talking about that in the aftermarket show. In all of this nonsense, MDB is still up 13% and hasn't really sniffed that 220 level. So I think the earnings were good. You made a nice bottoming tail. It's not a bottoming tail. You made a nice rounded bottom. That's a lot of what we were discussing. And then you get a breakout here. 220 was a good prior support level on the daily. It just hasn't given you any kind of a retracement back in. So if you follow the 3-day rule, as long as it holds that, I think it's got some solid continuation on it here for MDB. But not a day trading stock unless it had hit the right level on Mongo. Didn't even look at 5. It was this, it was 5 below. We weren't really paying too much attention to those today. There was so many other things to look at, right? Not often you're going to get an IPO like Circle. It's not often you're going to get headlines like we see out of this on Tesla or Elon Musk and Tesla. So yeah, Mongo, good stock. I don't know that I'd enter a swing yet because it's only day one after earnings. And I don't think I've ever bought something that I didn't already own the day after earnings.
Wow. Okay. I was thinking about that because you just mentioned day after earnings. I want to say a shout out to Jeffrey here and everybody in the chat that's, looking for more information and things like that. I mean, that's exactly, we've got Adara on the desk. She'll be breaking if there is any sort of a news that's come through. Like right now, this Tesla's $13 in the money and going lower. So I'm even like, don't even want to look at it right now. But CRM, talking about day 2 plays, day 3 plays, day 4 plays, so on and so forth. We waited for earnings to settle down a little bit and bought CRM just, I think it was Monday or whatever the day was when we had just bought that down into here. So I think that's 1, 2, 3. So maybe into here. I'll have to go find the price. I bought it on the Canadian, the CDR. So I'll have to go find out the day, and that's all that really matters.
Convert to that.
But there it is, man. Nice move to the high side right now for CRM as it's trying to battle back as well, take down that 50-period moving average. And we got a question about CrowdStrike. That was another one that's on day 2 right now. Yet to report it 2 days ago, so yesterday, then today. And there it is, man. There's the bounce. I mean, again, another name that I think if you just buy the best companies, you'll be okay. And then on CrowdStrike, again, I think this is the best name in the cybersecurity space. And it comes into 450 right there. And then now, I don't know if you'll see, I mean, you'll probably see it again at some point. I mean, the market has a way of doing these things. Wow, Tesla's 287 right now. Wow, what a destruction. This thing was $90 higher 3 days ago. But right there, this was a level on CrowdStrike that it could not be ignored, I feel like. And sometimes these levels just show up, and whether or not, they're the be-all, end-all or not, you never know. But right there on CrowdStrike, a good little level right there. So we'll wait to see if that holds. But yeah, for right now, for CrowdStrike, again, really like the long, they all don't look the same. Like PanW doesn't have the upside there that CrowdStrike had, but they're up 1.6% as well today. And their chart is really healthy as well, trying to break, that's right, we still have that. Still trying to get through its highs right now of 208. So it's not, they're all very, very similar. A Zscaler, another name today that's absolutely ripping as well. So not necessarily ripping today, but had been and had that great earnings report. Zscaler, being in CrowdStrike is real nice. We're in CrowdStrike from July of 24, so right into here when they dipped down, that Zscaler there. But, they're doubled as well, a little bit less than double from that July bottom. CrowdStrike, I think, almost has doubled. So, again, a lot of strength in the whole space. Bitcoin, though, is getting absolutely clapped right now to the downside. Bitcoin just I don't want to say it's getting killed or anything like that because it's still 103. This is the last level that I wound up buying at. But there it comes back in, another 2% for IBIT today. It looks like we did not do well holding out for
big support here, though.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's kind of my chart for a second.
Yeah, go.
I actually like 101.5 on Bitcoin. Not IBIT. I don't know what that's going to work out to on IBIT. Probably 57s. I don't know, whatever. When it gets there, which might not be today, I don't think it's going to go another $1,500 to the downside on Bitcoin, but the way the day's going. Oh, check that, $1,300. The way the day's going, you never really know, but 101.5 was twice good support since we broke 100,000 to the upside. So I think there's a decent chance this is a good consolidation spot. I think tomorrow, I'll probably write it down. I mean, I should usually write it down now. I have an IBIT thing, and I always write down like key Bitcoin prices, and then I do the work to figure out what it is after, and I want to make sure I don't forget that. So I'm going to put on my iPad 101.5, so I don't forget to do that tomorrow morning, because I think that could be a nice little buy zone. Right now, I just think you're catching strays all over the place, and so you have the market dropping in here, and a lot of it is just like the tension that you're getting right now between the administration and Elon. As far as I'm concerned, like I'm just looking for, maybe there's a dip buy in Uber if that's coming back down, but 280, I think that's maybe the spot if we get the last 30 minutes, because I'm expecting there's going to be some kind of like $5, $7, $8 relief rally that you're going to see in Tesla. Usually that's the way that it goes. Let's see what's going on with Uber, because that was
Tesla.
Why did Uber drop $1?
Oh boy.
Yeah, that was strong. It's right back in a prior high. This actually looks like a pretty good spot to take a shot at Uber. Morning high, yesterday's high. If it can hold on here on the 3-minute, just show me any kind of a green candle that doesn't break down a fresh low, and then maybe we buy the dip here on Uber. Uplift the markets. You like to pull back to the 50 EMA on BTC around 101. Fair enough. That's right around the zone that I like. I don't think we get there today, though.
Okay. I mean, now what's happening now is even more ridiculous. So you can see right here that we have this call on Tesla, and it's now $15 in the money. We put this on again an hour ago, I guess, as soon as this broke 300, and there it goes. Like, you know, we sort of was not happy about this, but you know, we traded anyways, and there it goes to the downside. Like, you know, when this market makes its mind up about something, it's bad, and they've already made their mind up that they're selling Tesla, and there it goes, man. Like, we only have again 5% left now, so whatever. I just covered some at 285. Like, did not really expect this. I think your cover was like 295. I covered a lot at 296. And, you know, thankful to hold about 30 or 40% down for a little bit lower than where we are right now. So we're doing that. And then, I just want to advance this talk a little bit with Circle. It almost broke 80. That was my stop. My stop is 79. So we're still in this one too. Like, you know, in total right now, we're $32 in the money. So again, it's just to talk about what we're doing, and you know, we're 17 in the money on Circle and 15 over here. So it's just been good. I don't really know. People talk about the RSI. Yeah, I have Tesla. Oh, I don't have RSI up on this chart, but I do have it up over here. I got to restart my computer, but I'm not here tomorrow. Yeah, there's the RSI right now on Tesla, 16 right now. So well below the 20 marker, which is generally something that people look at. So yeah, man, Tesla just getting absolutely crushed. I have 5% left. I'm just going to hold it. I guess I should cancel my stop. One of my stops was 294, but okay, now that's gone. Here comes this 50-period moving average. This was $3 worth of risk, man, and now it's 15 in the money, but we only have 5% left. So good job on that one. And again, we can't hold overnight. So I don't, and there it goes. This will probably be lower tomorrow. I'm not in tomorrow. Obi will be in this desk, so you guys will have some of that talk with Neil and Obi, and then hopefully be back there on Monday. But yeah, nice move to the downside here for Tesla, for the markets.
That's bold.
Kind of making moves down, but
someone in the chat just said dollar cost averaging every half an hour. On my question, sorry, I don't know how, I could probably translate, see what the name is. I would say who the name is in the chat every single time to address. I'm just curious. I'm assuming you're talking about Tesla, because what else would we be talking about? That's an interesting strategy. I don't know. Dollar cost averaging every half an hour means you're just buying to try to swing it. Historically speaking, like buying a trend break at the end of the day or buying a low at the end of the day is a good way to swing overnight, because then you get the close price and you get the overnight move. But if you're just buying into the down move, like you might have such a bad price that by the time it gaps up, it just got back to your price. The whole like swinging overnight, if you get the close price, then you're just, if it goes up, it goes up. And I feel like that's at least a little less random. I'm just, like I said, I'm looking for any kind of a like 280 test. That's the level that I'm looking for here on Tesla. I'm shaking my head over this because I just didn't think, like I said, I'm going to seize in a second. Like I got out of some of this at like $310, and I'm like, why didn't I not get out of all of it? But you never really know. I don't think any of these guys aren't going bankrupt or anything. I mean, Tesla, fundamentally speaking, there is a chance that this could really hurt when it comes to the robo-taxi, when it comes to just public perception. Because if you have now reasons for both sides to hate, one side already hates. If you have reasons for both sides to hate, that could get really, really nasty for Tesla. That's where my brain is at. We're like trimming more on the long term. That's what I'm saying. Like it just gets nastier and nastier. So my head is, what am I doing with this in the long term, and why didn't I take more shares out in the first place? But I'm glad I got some out at 09s. At least that looks pretty good for now. Tomorrow that could look terrible. You never really know about this. But I think we have a chance to get down to the 280 level the way that it seems here. That's the only place I'd take a shot at this. Outside of that, it's 270. And we have 15 minutes to go. So power hour just really started.
Yeah, that's why I don't have any bids out for that one. Okay, let's check out Robinhood or something else. I mean, we also called the CoreWeave short, which has been pretty good. Palantir is doing 121 and change. I got out some of that at 124 today. All right, so Robinhood. Right there, wow, all the way back in as well. So, I mean, this whole market is really getting hit today. Just some of the names that were kind of high flyers before that were, I mean, I don't want to say they're getting hit, it's still up 1%, but from where we had come from, let me check out my guy, Jamie Dimon over here and figure out what's going on over here. 262 and change. Okay, so this is another play that we're not necessarily recently in, but we're in this one from a pre-tariff kind of move back in there where I kind of was thinking about calling the bluff on that tariff stuff, but that didn't really work out. So right now for JP Morgan, it is trying to still make some moves on the daily chart, but it's kind of looking like it could be
solid.
Yeah, could be falling back in again. You had that sort of breakdown potential breaking through 260. So we'll see if that loses the bid as well. 260 right now. I just wonder, like, if all of these friends are becoming foes to the president, then I'm not sure where this leaves the banking sector or anything like that. So we'll wait. I mean, hopefully this whole Tesla stuff, I always think that you want to buy the dips on good companies when you get outsized days. So for me, I'm not buying more Tesla here, but I think there's going to be a very good opportunity to do that. To buy it very, very soon. And I did sell. Once the macro changes on stocks, I kind of like to maybe get out of the way. And I was actually saying it again to Mateo back there. I might just like liquidate my whole 401k or RRSP and just hand it over to somebody because it's too stressful for me to get in and out of all these stocks all the time. I'm much better to manage something that's like 15% the size of it, like in my swing account, and then just do that like myself and then just worry about everything else. But that's what I've been doing, is sort of exiting out of some of these things, waiting for opportunities to buy indexes. Because then if I'm just index trading on my my retirement account, then that's safer, better, less stress. I mean, I literally sit here every day and put on hundreds of trades showing you guys what we're doing here. Wow, Neil, there's your 280. This is now a $20 winner over here on that. So right now we have $38 in total, but there it is, man. It's 280 coming through right now for Tesla. Crazy.
I think you just said more.
Yeah. All right, what's up, Adair?
DJT dropping here as well. I'm not going to get too into it because it's not necessarily market related, but big drop here for Truth Social as Elon Musk basically makes some more allegations about Donald Trump, then tells him to have a nice day, DJT. So the stock here dropping on that. Bad look for both DJT and TSLA right now. So yeah, just more wreckage in these stocks here. Now Elon Musk trying to, I guess, I don't think he was trying to drop the stock, but he certainly was trying to make some comments here about Donald Trump, his namesake stock dropping as a result. Back to you.
I thought that was already dropping, but okay, so obviously dropping. I don't really track DJT too much in there. But like you said, the spat's really continuing in here, and there's really nothing you can do about it. On your on that comment about like buying up good stocks, I was just looking at even Coinbase. Like, why is Coinbase down as much as it is? Why is Bitcoin down as much as it is? I think you want to try to pick up things where nothing has changed. All right, here comes the run at the 280 level. Is it going to break? It's going to break. For now, it's holding. There's a break. It's not false. It's already at 79. No entry. So 280 does not hold. I'm not, like I said, I am absolutely not standing in front of the falling knife. I'm only ever taking a mean reversion or a false breakout. So it needs to hold that level or show me some kind of buy-in here. I don't find it stressful managing the account. I'm just mad because I wanted to sell some of this and didn't sell enough of Tesla. But for me, like, I'm kind of the opposite. I know we've talked about this before. Like, I always had a lot of indexes. So for me, that's always been like a bigger part. So it is not as stressful. But when you have a big chunk in a stock like Tesla, it's like, you got to be kidding me. Like, it's now 10% from where I sold. And that's a heavy chunk if I just sold it all. That's all I got to think about right now. It's a heavy chunk. It's a heavy chunk. I'm kind of mad at myself because that's another 10% on a decent amount. The other thing that's starting to come back in here is Nvidia lost 140. That low didn't even try to hold. Like, Nvidia is now down 1.7%. Like, this is what I'm getting at. Like, you're catching a lot of strays. The Qs are down almost a full % in here. I think there's going to be some solid buying opportunities. And I'm just sort of scanning the board. I know I want to buy Uber in the long term. I'm going to put an order in the second we're off the show. I'm going to take the money that I took out of Tesla, and I'm going to put it right into Uber shares. But outside of that, like, that's where the brain is starting to go here. Like, what can we try to pick up on what looks like abject panic?
All right. This is now $25
Yuck.
in the money on this trade. So, all right. Yeah, the Dow and the SPY and the Nasdaq and everything is cracking right now. Huge move to the downside. I mean, you know, we were short the Qs, then we were long the Qs, then I don't know what happened there. In and out quickly, but bye-bye. There we go. It's just an absolute disaster for any longs here today. Oh, I got, by the way, that circle. Amazon, I was going to look at 2.0. Actually, we should have just, I'm not even going to look at circle anymore. It doesn't matter. I already have my stop there. What was that low right there? I did take a little bit of shares there. We'll see if it doesn't want to do anything. 208.30 the bottom. So let's just go again here. See if we can get, we'll average into double our position right now. So now we have an average price of 65. Let's put the stop right there on this break, 208. So 207.99. Okay. That was that Epstein file thing there. So
Yeah.
now Elon Musk saying that Donald's in the Epstein files. And I mean, it's just,
Didn't we already? Well, okay, now I don't want to say out of that one, but
you know,
we already knew that.
who knows? It's just so petty by everybody now. This is just like so bad.
It's past petty. Petty's not even the right word.
But you know
for
what?
That, though.
We made a lot of money on this play. So I know you got out there and are sort of like lamenting, holding on.
No, I'm not.
No, but I mean of your personal long-term account. But I mean, what this show is right now is, you know, I'm short right now into this trade. So I'm just going to sit here and watch this name continue to hopefully bleed down. You know, so I don't. I don't know what we're doing right now. I just got stopped out there of Amazon. It's almost like
This
it doesn't
market
even
is
matter.
like, what the?
But there it goes to the downside,
That
man.
dropped $1 just now? Jesus.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Why? It's so stupid that so much of the market that's good companies are bleeding this much over this petty feud. Like, these are good companies. Is Amazon making any less money because of it? No. Is Nvidia making any less money because of this? No. It's just true, right?
No, I think it's the fact that
It's risk off kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's the fact that you cannot trust the current administration, and I mean, and that's the problem, is that when this starts happening, it all just falls apart. It like slowly starts to unravel, and that's sort of the thing there. So regardless of what happens, man, I only have 5% left of this trade, so who knows? But if you want to get back into this, go for it, man. There's someone buying it up like crazy right now.
This is the first reversal candle that is put in.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think that's right. It did have a little something at 296 or so there, but yeah, there goes Tesla. I don't know. Maybe I'll just cover it if it gets back up through 280. I have no idea, but it's just going on. There is non-farm payrolls tomorrow, so you know this could be selling off due to something like that. But there we go, man. There we go. You're long into Tesla. Let's see what winds up happening. Hopefully, this is the retracement. They're back to the upside, and like I said, I don't know. I only know what I'm doing, and we're going to wait to see what winds up happening here now for this name. I hope for everyone that's long now, it does go back up. Like I do have some shares here in the longer term account, but I'm not stressed out about.
Someone just sold 30,000 and got filled one chunk.
Yeah. Oh no, the volume it's 210 million.
No, I must have read that
shares.
wrong. That couldn't have been what I saw in the book.
Who knows? But anyways, Circle might come out in a couple seconds. Breaking back down now through 80 as this market is getting, obviously back and forth right now. So we'll see what winds up happening with Circle, and if that breaks through, then it breaks through. So there we go, man.
I just punched out when I saw it. That I know what I saw. No, it went like a buck in the money. I was holding for a 280 break, but I'm pretty sure I saw what I saw there on the book, which was as it was putting in the best bottoming tail candle you've seen. Like the best way I could explain it is as it's doing the best buying you've seen in the move, right in front of 278. Someone's like, "Oh, I'll take a bunch of shares out there," and it's like, okay, like somebody's selling that kind of a chunk that low.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, I don't know who you are, but I ain't messing with you. You're going to sell that many shares down at the bottom after you're down 17%. Maybe you really, really, really want to get out, and maybe you're not done. So, like, that's one of those situations. Like, yeah, obviously, like, look, okay, I punched back. I punched in when it went up 76, and I was looking for this to actually, like, make a higher candle, break back out, get above all that kind of good stuff. But the second I saw that, and that's why I kind of said that I saw it in the book, I just punched out when I saw that. And then you don't mess around. Like people don't usually put orders like that at lows to jump out. So that shows there's still some sellers that are trying to win there. And like I said, the only way I was going long is give me some kind of a reversal candle that gave a reason to get in. So that's why I took a shot at it. But they're still selling this bad boy off pretty crazily. Holy crap, even Micron held all afternoon, and even that lost a bid too? Oh my goodness, what are we doing here?
That's funny, we might have got taken out at the low again of Amazon. All right, so, out of all this Tesla talk, it's now starting to bounce back upside. We just might have flushed out into the 272 area. We got those lows, 273.35 or so for Tesla. I think I'll just put this last 5% out if it breaks 280. And then just do that, right? Oh, I got to cancel all these stop orders. Oh, we got out of Circle, so money. That was a good one there. All right, 280.01. Market my ass out. So there it is, man. We'll see if that does come in. Now we have 40 minutes. Join Adair and myself for the market recap show, which I'm sure we'll do a great job of this, but I'm still a little bit not even too focused right now because of all the things that have happened here. Again, today we have IoT tonight, we have Broadcom, we have Guest tonight, we have TTAN, Service Titan, Rubrik, we have DocuSide, we have Lulu, we have Woof. So there's going to be
another one,
followed by
another one,
and then another
one.
So we should have a bunch of good earnings reports to discuss with you guys on that show. So we're excited for it. Join Adair and I promptly at 4 p.m. where, I'm mentally exhausted and feeling good about everything else, though, man. It's just been a day. It's so funny. Like, this is the best probably day of the year P&L wise, and I'm just like, okay, just chill out, relax, we'll be fine. And these days come and go. So that's going to be a good one. We're never going to forget today, that's for sure. And let's go over to Adair and find out what she's up to.
As Sean alluded to here, we have a ton of earnings reporting after the bell. And what if you're thinking, hey, how much are they expecting to move? Well, guess what, guys? You have a way to find out. It's on X at TTV Research. Here are the implied earnings moves for some of the major names. Rubrik is reporting as well, but I couldn't find the implied move. The smallest implied move here is still 6.7%. That's Broadcom. The largest here is Petco or Woof. 22.6% expected move. So on average here, we have an expected move, I would say, like at least 8 to 10%. So massive here. Take a look on X at TTV Research to prepare yourself. Join Sean and myself after the bell, 4 p.m. Eastern. Should be a wild one to end a very wild session, guys. Back to you.
It should be a wild one. Like Broadcom was down or was up. Now it's down. Like I know I said I kind of like this on Circle, but I'm not going to take. It's too late in the day. I'm going to mark this off. It's 76. We're going to mark it off. It's the initial halt up, and it's the prior support level. A little bit late to try to take it. I think most of the alpha on this trade, like 90 whatever percent of the money that usually gets made on the IPO play on the floor, at least historically around here, is on the initial push. So I generally find like when the initial push is gone, I'm always out of it. I got a really crappy trail on the last. That's the last part that I didn't mention about this. I got a really bad trail out. I was trying to get out of everything back through like 94 in here. Missed it. Thankfully, I had a stop in. I'm like, whatever. I'll just leave the stop in because I missed the punch. But this is still, I mean, it's up 150%. And I don't know if it core weaves, but there's something to remember about how core weave played out. Like core weave almost doubled, made a fresh low, and then went 5x. So just because Circle went ham so far here today does not mean that it's going to do what we saw on CoreWeave. Typically speaking, no matter how strong it is, some point, a lot of times you retest that low. So I always say that look for the trade where you've made a fresh low in a days or weeks, whatever it might be, and then when it retakes the IPO, whatever the high is. So whatever the highest it makes in the first week or two, when that gets broken, if there's a retest of the low, that's what I'd be interested in for another play. Yeah, now Tesla wants to go. Might have had that bottom, but here's the thing. Like I punched 76, it went right down and retested the low, and now it seems like it's a little bit of a better bottom here on Tesla. It's going to end up closing above 280 if it closes here, but I'm still going to be considering taking more shares out anyways. Now, I'm pretty convinced that I'll still hold on to a chunk of it in the long term, but I'm pretty convinced now that you've lost the 50 period by now $10 on the daily chart, that's usually a reason to want to trim some more shares out there. And maybe we get another chance to buy it at a better price, but I'm hunting things that I think make no sense for this drop. That's better for me as far as I'm concerned. You know, like I said, like if you like I like Meta, I know I like Uber, and I don't have to worry about that spat nonsense or whatever, all the pettiness that's going on right now. I'd rather not be dealing with that and things we're trying to dip by on this market chaos. Tesla to 400 end of the month skull. I'll take that bet that it's not happening.
All right, right there, we're out of it to conclude again. Something else. So there's Tesla. We got out at 280. We had our last 5%. It's 330 right now. So yeah, there it goes, man. I mean, if you're waiting for bounces, should have had it, missed it. 275 looks pretty good, man. And again, like, you know, for this kind of a trade, it's like these wicks gave you the bottoms. So, you know, to go long at 275 and give yourselves $2 worth of room, I mean, I think that's probably at least what you wanted to give yourself. So there it goes. Ooh, something about Aaron Rodgers. Ooh, Pittsburgh Steelers he's signing with Aaron Rodgers right there.
So it only took him 6 months since the time we knew he was going to sign with the Steelers to sign with the Steelers.
Yep, exactly. So he got the terms he probably wanted there. So congratulations to the Steelers. You finally have somebody who can throw the ball. Good?
I don't know.
Well, he's the best quarterback they've probably. I mean, they had Bradshaw.
Who they had since Ben?
I mean, Ben Roethlisberger's not as talented as Aaron Rodgers, but
yeah, but this version of Aaron Rodgers ain't. I mean, I don't know. Like now,
I don't know, man. He's still ranked. Like I watch, like he's still ranked as one of the best throwers of the football in the league. So I don't. That's not me. Those are scouts. I don't know. So, but just going with that. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I mean, obviously he's well past his prime. Yeah. So there it is, man. Congratulations to all you.
Take your boy over him.
Steeler fans.
All day.
Oh yeah, man. Jordan Love is legit. So yeah, one of the better quarterbacks under pressure I saw last year. I think he was top 3.
I think they'll win 9 games. The Steelers.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they're in the hardest division, so we'll see. Okay, so nothing else, man. I don't have anything else. CoreWeave, again, this was the short of all shorts anyways, and we missed that. I mean, the short of all shorts we just had. We just had our friend and yours, apparently, Elon Musk and friends was a great short as well there with Tesla. But CoreWeave, man, we've talked about this yesterday. At this time, this was 166 yesterday, and we had fought with this short numerous times, all the way up to the point where now I look back and the net of whatever we lost on that is now just silly, but all the way back down in now today. And we said that if there could be a swing trade and hold overnight, and we said I'm not allowed to do that here. Nobody is, as far as these positions are concerned. But CoreWeave, nice short there. Even gave Sharif FOMO. He was trying to ask Joe during that rundown there how he can play this with options. But you know, yesterday
I saw in the chat
might have been the day to talk about that. But.
Yeah, some people in the chat were saying that it was exorbitant to play it this morning. I saw it in the chat. Nobody actually quoted prices, but that makes sense.
I just hope they
once you're already on the other side of the V. I mean, like, I'm mad over Mullen. Mullen to me is my core.
There goes Tesla. Wow,
because that thing went to $8 today. 16 to 8. That got cut in half. Remember, we've been warning you guys about Mullen every single time it goes up, right? And this should never surprise anybody. Never. Like, look at the daily chart of this stock and ask yourself if you ever want to be long more than the day that it went up. After that, forget about it. Maybe it'll do something after this. I don't know. But Mullen, that's a dog company. I think it's trash. I think you can trade it. Yeah, there goes Tesla. Still, it's still going to close. Is it going to hold a 50 period on the daily? Nope. It's still going to close. Unless it gets to $291, it's going to close losing the 50 and the 200 all in the same day. That still, to me, is it's a little too far. Little too far. Nasty, nasty. Great short. But I'm not completely sure it's going to be done. I think you get maybe a dead cat bounce off the open tomorrow because it's a Friday. There'll be some gravity to the 300 level, I'm going to assume, because I'm sure there's some heavy options action around there because it is the end of the week. Early look on the imbalances is nothing. Snapchat for $2 million, actually, that's actually not nothing. Snapchat for $1.2 million to the sell side. Not really sure why that would have a big imbalance today. No reason I can think of. I mean, MBAC, $1 million to the buy side. Really just Snap, which I don't think we have any reason to be looking at. Snapchat, it's pretty significant, 2 million shares for them. It's already at the lows. What are you going to do? If it's already at the low of the day, a sell imbalance isn't going to do as much. Really sure what to make of that one. Yeah, lots of big options, Nick, expiring tomorrow. But I mean, let's be real. Is there going to be anything that's going to have more interest in it than Tesla at a 300? If we get a bounce above 290, I'm going to guess that's where the biggest volume is going to be tomorrow.
Here comes the dip buyers. What's up to everybody in the chat? Let me just do a quick little roll call here. Oops, what did I just hit? Okay, I didn't hit the thing. I'm looking for roll call. Get ready. We are going to do a roll call at some point. There it is. All right, I just want to see you in this chat. We just want to thank everybody for joining us on a Circle IPO day. On a day we have over 7,500 watching right now. Let's get those likes going. Let's get everything going right here because again, we're really proud and happy to be showing you all of the trades and everything that's going on. Only 530 likes right now. We have 7,000 people watching right now. Peloton CEO saying no interest in selling the company. That probably means it's going to go lower. They should probably be thinking about selling this company. Yo, what's up, Michelle Meir? We love that you're always here, so shout out to Michelle Meir there as well. Clark Kent is here. Pizza Rat, what's going on, my guys? Rohit, Moneybag, Cap, Brother B, everybody. Chad Hogan. Jin is here, Yin, Picky Fingers, Picky Eater, right there, Tony, Pelosi's mom or something that I just see. Michael P. DeRider, Holly's here, Joe's here, Maz is here, Fred Beagle, I like the Beagle dog, that's a nice one. Big Milkshake Trading, Tim Evans, the Philanthropist Baker's here. Bake us up a cake, yeah, as fast as you can. It's the Philanthropist Bakers in the building. Love to Trade is here, Skull is here, what's up, Skull? Has been here for a while. Manscaped Goat, that's interesting, what's up? Mr. Anderson's here as well. Daisy Junction, what's up, Daisy Junction? I'm from Brampton, so well aware of this. All right, what's up to Angelique? What's up to Jersey Shore Jack? What's up, Jersey Shore Jack? Jordy on VWAP is here also. What's up, Jordy VWAP? Glad to have you here. Norman Special. Everybody, man. Brad Adams, Wheeler. The Guzman is here. Leor, Michael P. DeRider, and the Nathan Williams. I'm going to miss all you guys tomorrow, but thank you for being here right now. And there it is, over 800 likes. Thanks for the double up almost right there. But we want to get this over 1,000 right there if we can. 7,300 of you. Let's see if we can get that like count just a little bit higher. Like it for Neil, like it for Joe, like it for Sharif, like it for Adara. So what's up, Skull? Thank you. Oh, we'll miss you even more, Shawnee. That's really nice. That's my piece from my wife there. And then shout out to everybody else. Thank you so much for being here. And that is, again, your roll call. So yeah, man, it's 3:35 right now. Yeah, there's not much else going on. I don't think I'll be in anything else, man, because right now I'm just like just really enjoying the show, really enjoying being here with everybody. The circle really started the day. The midday for me really great. We sat here all this time, man, waited for this to pop open at 12:30 when it did. The rest is history there, and it makes me feel a lot better about missing out on this stop out right there. So, but yeah, Amazon's still good to go there. We actually punched out the bottom there on Amazon, punched out the bottom there on Amazon. So yeah, as we said, man, we'll take some good winners on Tesla, but that's crazy there about Amazon. I really like the stock. And then quickly, we're going to go to Neil 1 second. I just want to check out Marvell to see what that's doing. I expected it to be down there, down 1% after making a nice little level there as well on Marvell.
There'll be a bunch of good buys this afternoon.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a bunch of good buys. I think tomorrow's show could potentially even be better than today's with Neil and Obi. So get ready for that one tomorrow. Thank you for hitting the likes. We're almost at 1,000 right there. You're in for something special tomorrow. But for now, let's throw it back over to Neil.
Yeah, Elon just tweeted again, by the way. We'll get to you 007, Kyle. But like today, I promise you this, e-signal would have been blowing up every single scanner you could imagine that you can use for free if you sign up with e-signal for 1 month, would have been blowing up for 2 stocks. It would have, well, I mean, the entire market, but we were talking about Tesla, we were talking about Circle, you couldn't have missed it. But you know what? Most days, it's not obvious where to look. And that's why you want somewhere you can backtest. That's where you want to have signals like, RSI, maybe you're into Fibonacci's, what we're supposed to be calling it, moving averages, whatever it is. You find what works for you and then you execute your trades. In order to do that, you need a good platform like eSignal where you can test out all of your theories in real time with reliable quotes. It's a very intuitive platform as well, so it's really easy to pick up and learn. It's entitlement-based. You can add what you want and no more, no less. Everything all in one spot, and it's reliable data. 1 month free, everybody. So scan that QR code you see in front of you. You don't want to miss out while they've got it. No harm, no foul. You don't like it? Hey, you don't have to keep it. So shout out to eSignal. Link in the description as well. Sean mentioned 13 minutes until we have the imbalances. Oh, wow. We got the super chat we just got now, and appreciate where'd it go? 007 Kyle. We'll hit the like there. Wow, Elon just tweeted that Trump is in the Epstein file yet. We saw that. I mean,
I think we knew that before.
We did. Like I remember, and I don't remember exactly when I heard. It was like I remember years ago there was like flight manifests that had both Bill and Trump.
Well, Bill for sure.
Well, we know.
Bill might have made some multiple tries.
Bill
at that one.
I'm just saying, Bill B. Diddy. So I think that's kind of like, it's not new news. It doesn't necessarily, it just means the whole pettiness thing, the fact that it's going to that, I think that bodes incredibly poorly for Tesla's stock. It's going to make it extremely volatile for the next couple of days. Sorry, I thought Peloton might have moved on that news. I'm a little surprised that it's, why is it ticking up when they're saying they're not interested in selling? A lot of the reason people have liked the notion of Peloton is thinking it could be a buyout target. So I would have thought that is negative. I was kind of hoping one day that there would be some kind of a deal on Peloton. It never happened. Pizza Rat saying, have a look at Roblox. There's something that should have no reason to go down on all this nonsense and is not going down. That's what you want to see.
Yes.
Like, it managed to hold out the highs, up 3%. Like, there's pockets of strength, man. Like, Micron's still up 4% right now. Like, that held. Roblox was a strong stock that's staying strong. Uber is a strong stock that's been staying strong in here. And that's what you want to see. Like, where are the kernels of strength where you were never in trouble? And I think that's what you definitely want. Uber back up to the high of the day. Whatever. I could have just put the order in while I was sitting here, but we don't really do that. It's fine. It doesn't really matter. At the end, when you're buying something for the long term, you shouldn't care too much about 1 or 2%, but then you still get that little FOMO here as Uber goes right back into the highs. It makes all the sense in the world. To me, you get double-edged sword with this. A, you get the fact that Uber is good. B, you get the fact that they can possibly benefit from any of the ongoing spat between Elon and Trump. Grandmother's Garden, MU, IBM, Microsoft, all solid. I'll agree with all of those right there. I haven't been too much involved with Microsoft recently, but it's really hard to argue with a Mag 7 name today that goes right back into the highs. So that's been strong pretty much the entire day, holding on to VWAP. You want to make sure you check those boxes when you're looking for relative strength and relative weakness. One of the biggest signs is when you had the news hit and all the melee, did it break the big support levels that it had in there? And the big support level it had since the open was about 466. It bounced there. It held VWAP again. So I think you look at Microsoft and just think about that same thing. Microsoft is going to get it right about now. Is this an... Oh, no, it's not yet. I think it's like 469 something. I'll have to double check what the actual all-time high is, but it looks like it's going to get there any second now. This might make... Did Microsoft retake Nvidia? It's got to be close again. Nvidia is down 1 point, and we're up 1 point in Microsoft. I wouldn't be surprised that actually happened. There's Sir Poopy Paper Hands. You bought Uber down there at the low. Congratulations to you. I'm in my personal account because I wanted to put that Tesla money to work. That's all. When I sell something, whenever I sell something in my PA, I'm like, where is it going into is my first thought. Usually I have that in mind ahead of time, and I didn't follow my own rule because I said I was going to buy Uber when I sold Tesla. My sell order triggered today on Tesla when it broke 320, and I had all lunchtime to buy Uber, and I just didn't do it because I was sitting in my seat like this with the hands on the keyboard staring at Circle, needing to go to the bathroom and waiting for it to open up there, which you never want to miss that. I've been in the bathroom when an IPO opens before, and it's like it's the worst feeling in the world because you sat there waiting for the open print for 2 hours, and then you get up for 2 seconds, and then you miss out on a day maker. And I did that once, and I'm like, my new rule is when we finish the morning show, I get up then. Because the odds are it's not opening till noon or afternoon. So go before that. Grab your lunch. So I grabbed my lunch. I sat down so I could just sit there and not move for a couple of hours. Because you don't want to miss out on an opportunity like that. It doesn't come very often. And until we get Discord, I don't know what the next one this big is going to be honest with you. Like, what's going to be as big as Circle?
Nothing.
Well, Discord, I think Discord would be good. But
but nothing will trade like Circle just did. That was such a good. I'm lucky enough that I was just sitting here and I didn't like what we made on here on the show or on our account here would more than make up for anything we lost not getting in and out. But I did sell Palantir a little bit at 124 during this little bump right here. When that happened, I was like, okay, maybe this is like not the beginning of the end or anything like that, but let's take some of this off just in case because. The whole thing I think about what we're trying to get at here is that you've now, you have a president that is, battling now the world's richest man. And then you have this guy coming out as well that he's pretty unhinged as well, Elon. So you never know like what's going to come up now, what's going to get dug up. I mean, he drops that Epstein thing. Like imagine there's more to that story than what we already know. And then the next thing you know, this guy's getting impeached or whatever. I mean, I have no idea how this all works. I'm just thinking that that's part of the sell-off in some of these names is just the fact that now you just have more uncertainty today than you did yesterday. And that's, the stock market doesn't price things based on today's value. It's pricing it based on tomorrow's value and the future value of everything. Look at this guy here somebody's following this down on DJT right now with 10,000 shares, trying to sell this thing down into 20 bucks again. So, you know, DJT on that.
That's 100.
What did I say? 10,000. Yeah, that's 100,000 shares. My bad. Yeah, right there. So it's, I mean, it's a lot of shares.
Still a lot of shares.
Yeah, it's 1% of the day's volume, but you know, it's a lot to put on the live level too, and I think that's the point, right? So, yeah, just be careful with everything here, and you know, just you know, trade your own account, and you know, try to be weary of when stocks are like kind of at all-time highs and things like that. Sometimes those are good times to maybe get out of there.
We got a super chat.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, let's.
So D-Loaf, shout out to you first of all. Sean Neal, any advice for when your biggest of 3 accounts, your long-term, moves? What's the third one? Well, I guess, yeah, you have a swing, you could have a tax-free, and then you have the long-term. That makes sense. Moves 2 or 4 months salary daily in this volatility, trying not to touch it. So here's the thing, like, this is what I'll struggle with this because I kind of had the ability on the long term to just be like, yeah, whatever, and DCA, not get too worried about things and get pissed off and that kind of nonsense. So I generally don't have that issue. One of the things that I used to do, which worked really well for me for years, and I got away from it for the purposes of the show, is I would make an effort to literally not look at or think about or talk about my long-term account while I was on the trading floor. I just wouldn't discuss it because then I wouldn't have to think about it. Everyone would be like, oh, I bought, and I just would not. And if I wasn't talking about it while I'm watching the active market, then I wasn't having to think about all of the ebbs and flows and all the craziness. But as an active trader, sometimes you just can't do that. The best way you want to think about it is, you know, the more you know about the things that you hold and where you like them, whether it's at historical PEs or certain moving averages or whatever it may, or just certain fundamentals about the business, the more confident you are in those things that you hold, then I think the easier it is. If you have a bunch of stuff, and I've been guilty of this myself, a bunch of stuff in your account that's just like, do I even still want to be in it? I haven't even looked at the fundamentals of this company in years, just held it for 15 years. Trimming some of that stuff out there and only having the things that you really like makes it a heck of a lot easier in the day-to-day. So I think sometimes pairing things off in your long-term account and being more diligent about that is an easy way to go. Because if you feel great about the levels and the metrics of the companies that you hold, like I don't like Meta could drop 10% and I'm not freaking out. Meta could drop 15% tomorrow and I'm cool. Like you won't see me freak out about it. But when I already had some thoughts about Tesla looking weak and didn't sell enough of it, that's when I get a little bit antsy. So just hunker down and have a good idea about what you hold in that long term, because you should feel comfortable day to day in your long term. And I feel when you don't, does it deserve to be in your long term? Why isn't it in your swing account? I go through that battle all the time, and I think that always helps me.
Okay, we are minutes away
from
the imbalances. And yeah, if you're losing, I mean, this is the problem with me too, is why we get excited about trades. If you have too much money at risk or whatever, then you have too much money at risk and you should put it into something a little more safe. I mean, I think I'm kind of the same way. It depends on how much money you're managing, if it means something to you. Like if your retirement fund is 50 grand and you're swinging like 5 grand every day,
well, that's a problem.
That might be too much, right? But it's just a matter of like what, you know, if you're managing $1 million and you're swinging 10 grand, 15 grand every day, you know, then that's part of the market, and you know you're just going to have to deal with that. Like I was really nervous in the lows of those April lows because I had looked at what my account was before and then was looking at it, and we tried not to look at it for a while, but then you know obviously you do get jittery when you look at that kind of stuff, right? So yeah, man. I mean, I always think that money is what you need to survive, and you never want to put too much at risk, you know, no matter what you're doing all the time. So yeah, just keep it real. And great question, and thanks for asking that. And you know, that's what a lot of people are here for. Obviously, there's been some banger trades. There's been some, you know, not good trades on there as well. But we're trying to be here to talk about, you know, things that matter to you and whatnot. So good question. Thank you for doing that again. So we are now a minute and a half away from the imbalances. And then the thing about these imbalances, of course, they're not live right now. These are all from 9:30. So we're going to wait. In a minute, they'll all come in here. I would expect, I was going to say, I would expect Tesla to be one of the bigger imbalances, but it could also fool you and go the other way. Congrats to everybody that punched out sort of maybe where I did at 280 and maybe got long down there as well. Have faith in the trades, and then you're rewarded a little bit. Remember, just have your risk and rewards all the time, and you could be okay with that. You know, we didn't look at Big Bear AI today. Oh, 380. Okay, well, that is
but everything fell today.
Yeah, that's a sinking ship right now, Big Bear AI. Of course, they have Department of Defense contracts. A stock that I really like for the this is for the, I mean, it's in my tax-free savings account, but this is a stock where, remember, I mean, we bought Palantir at $9, $9.20 on the direct listing. It's $135 this morning, $120 right now, but you got to give these things some time. So we're going to wait to see what happens with Big Bear AI. Okay, here we go. We are now 10 seconds away from our imbalances. So here we go, man. And then they're just filming something over there. Then I got to log over and get over there and log into the after hours show account, and then we'll get ready to go there. There it is. The imbalances are now out. So it's all buy.
Nvidia, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Nvidia with a buy right there, 3.8 million shares. So that's trying to go back upside. Really like this stock again.
Tesla's a sell.
Yeah, Tesla's a sell. Okay, yeah, they're all right here. Last time we bought Nvidia was 108 or something. I'm not, again, that's a stock I'm probably never selling. Apple's a bid there as well. BAC's a bid. We saw that on the last little while. And there's Tesla. We said that would probably come out as a sell. It looks like we're going to be right on that one. But yeah, no, not doing anything. This is 250 million shares today for Tesla. A 1 million sell is kind of just like, you know, teasing the Epstein files. It's not actually showing them. So that's not a big deletion or a big sell to worry about. But Intel, if there's anything I'm mad about, is the wasted capital and time that we had in this Intel trade, man. We could have invested in anything else. Snowflake, more Palantir, more Nvidia, AMD, whatever, man. It's Intel is probably one of the worst decisions I've made in a hell of a long time, and I'm up on it. So, but anyways, that's not great. Snowflake, Lululemon going out tonight as well. There's Snowflake. I sold this at $200. I'm already out of Snowflake. I just wanted to look at it. Lululemon, I think there's a chance for them to beat tonight for Lululemon. So this is the one that I'm most interested in. What am I wearing today? This is Aloe. So I don't have, the pants I have and the socks today I don't think are Lulu.
Those are decent.
Yeah, so, oh man, I don't know. I didn't realize we're this far away here from the 50 period. Okay, Lululemon, yeah, I'm not, again, you know, we're gonna have tariff talk. Anything made outside of the United States gets taxed and tariffed. We already know that. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem. It wouldn't be surprised if they don't guide at all. And if they do, it's probably going to guide lower. So, you know, Lulu, I expect them to beat this last quarter. So I think the number EPS and revenue will be better than expected, top and bottom line. But, you know, the guide is what really does matter. So we'll have to wait to see there. You know, we saw Gap come out with earnings. And by the way, I'm still waiting for Target to break through 100. I'm expecting you guys to tell me when that happens. And you see Gap, this is their earnings. So, you know, the retail sector is not necessarily that great. And Gap does have some athleisure wear as well. So that's not great report there for Gap.
And they had done so much for a turnaround that was pretty good on Gap. Lulu had a great turnaround last year, but I don't know if it can do it again, man. Like, it gave one good swing last year, and then I don't know if I would touch that one again. DocuSign after the bell as well. I don't know exactly what time the order is coming out in. Usually, yeah, if I'm doing the aftermarket show, I'd know the timing of all of these, but DocuSign, that just recently broke out here, and the 100 level is about as obvious a resistance spot as you're going to see on a daily chart here. So my guess is the expected move is probably, I should double check it, might be taking you right into that 100.
Docu's move was 9%.
9%? Oh, so it breaks the 100. Okay, well, that's good then, because then all of a sudden...
Big one is Broadcom.
Well, obviously, yeah, we know Broadcom. I mean, everybody knows Broadcom. And if you don't own Broadcom, you own Broadcom because it's such a big player in the indexes. I've never owned Broadcom, but because I own a big chunk of the S&P and a big chunk of the Nasdaq, those are my two biggest holdings. So I already own a lot of Broadcom. But DocuSign, I want to see this one breaking $100. It's got such a big resistance level. If it goes down tomorrow, I probably don't trade it. I'm only interested in this one if it can hold above the $100 level. With only about 5 minutes to go. We have, like we said, we have good earnings, aftermarket, a lot to cover. Obviously, Circle and Tesla are the biggest things, and Broadcom is the biggest market mover tonight. DocuSign, Nasdaq's not going to care what DocuSign or Lululemon do tonight, but what Broadcom does.
Nasdaq's going to care about nothing, tonight. It's going to care about Tesla and Donald Trump because there's going to be more truths coming.
I'm not sure they've stopped.
I'm kind of, exactly. Look, you guys are going to have a great show tomorrow. It's going to be a better show than today, but, just make sure you do join us. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I'm already getting FOMO. Like, you're a trader when you're getting FOMO about tomorrow and you're not going to be here and you have a day off. So, but anyway, shout out to everybody there, man. Just keep it real tomorrow. Make sure you make your the trades you want to make. Hold on to them. This market is a live one. That is for sure, man. So, just stay true to your trades. And was that a call for Adara? Well, then, Andre, let's go.
This part of the show is brought to you by our friends at Trade the Pool. We're going to talk about one of the most valuable parts of Trade the Pool. That's the VOD, the Video On Demand Library, a free resource filled with real trading stories, strategy deep dives, and practical insights to help you grow. So whether you're looking to improve your entries, manage risk better, or just stay motivated, this is where experience meets education. And to make sure nothing valuable slips through the cracks, they have the note feature. So if you see something worth remembering, just click note, write it down. It stays saved right inside the video. And you can just head to tradethepool.com, tap the trading VOD, and start completely free. Back to you.
Noted.
Well noted.
There it goes.
The timing of the bang. See, we don't even need the bang. We just
who was that over there? Andre?
Of course,
Andre. I remember when we. I don't ever want to call somebody assassin, but I just want to say, like, right now we made some of these up. Like, this is one of the very first things, and it comes from Batman. Like, when I was a kid watching the old Adam West Batman show. The original. The minute that we went live on the show, I was like, I'm going to do the whole Kramer thing, man. So we started all of these things. That's where the money thing comes from. That's where this comes from. That's where these come from. That's where these bangs come from. Because remember, it was bang, boom, pow, all that kind of stuff. So that's where that all comes from. And again, there's lots of stuff happening. Yeah, man, the face slappers and all that kind of stuff, the money trees, all this kind of stuff, blasting like this thing here. So just a lot of fun. And again, if you guys are joining us for the first time, we have a lot of fun every single day. And then hopefully, a lot of entertainment, a lot of information, and then hopefully some good trades. And today for sure. I mean, even without, we're having a huge day without Circle. I shouldn't say we. I'm having a huge day without Circle. And it's just, it's been a good day, man. And sometimes when you get like those hits and that sort of that confidence and, that juju going for you, what's up to Juju Smith-Schuster as well? Is he still in the league? Things just start to work out for you. Oh, talk about Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, those were his greatest days for sure. But yeah, Palantir, huge to start the day, right? So that was really good feels. We had a decent move on Apple. Amazon kind of, right back into those lows again. Tesla was just. And again, part of the day was really just happening right here as well. Like this Tesla break of 300 that happened at 2 o'clock, really started the day off on a positive note as well. So ended the day on a positive note. So that was a good trade there. But good vibes all around.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those days, for me, nothing. I said this when CoreWeave happened. I won't. For a play like an IPO play, I'm not gonna have bigger days than those types of things. CoreWeave was another one. I'll slap the fail. For me, the fail today, we haven't even talked about Robinhood, but it lost the 72 level. I didn't even notice that. And all of that eventually lost 72. Robinhood was a big regret because it was an opportunity to go short right when I got out of the long, and it could have been like a monster. And then obviously, when we're talking about things that should go down, one of those was Mullen. And Mullen got cut in half because Mullen always gets cut in half, and even further than that, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a penny stock at some point again. But I think tomorrow, your focus going into tomorrow, oops, I wanted to go stay here and hit enter on Tesla. Tesla's going to be short sell restricted tomorrow, SSR.
Yeah.
So that gives you multiple, you've got the spat, which is not over. Trust me, there's going to be more tomorrow. And then you've also got options expiration.
Trust me, bro.
You've got it underneath the $300 level. You're pretty much at the big support levels on the daily chart. Throw in the fact it's, like I said, SSR, meaning the uptick rule is in effect, which makes every bounce more volatile in a stock that's down 14% the day before. Throw in the fact that Bitcoin could retest 100K tomorrow. Like that's at 102. There's so much happening here. That's why it's going to be such a big deal for sure. 1 minute till the market close. And in the chat, someone asked us, we were talking about the graphics for this one. Yay, 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 yay. And the story behind the Brendan GOAT graphic is it's not even a GOAT. I don't know why, because it says GOAT when I hit the button. The idea is that it's the GOAT and Brendan is the GOAT. But yet, for some reason, we made a sheep. And that's just how it is. That's how we roll. And then at this point, it's like, why change it? It's just too much fun right now. So remember, Gary Cox, Tesla is SSR right now. It's down 10%. And the way that rule works, the uptick rule is in effect today and the following day. So it'll be SSR again tomorrow. And oftentimes the second day can be a big one, potentially for a dead cat bounce. We'll see what happens. You never really know. It was a destroyer for sure. But right now we've got almost 10 seconds to go. You can see the countdown already in there. It's a wild one already. Adara. Hopefully we've had a fantastic day here today. And let's close it. How's about now? Thank you so much. Like the Nasdaq actually not that bad. Like it seems so bad because of what happened to Tesla, because of what you're seeing at the end of the day here. But remember, the Nasdaq's only down 1 point because there was a lot of strength. Amazon, Microsoft actually had a really good day. Broadcom is the biggest earnings name you're going to see tonight. That'll be after the bell. We've got Lululemon as well. We've got DocuSign. That's another big one. So a lot of earnings before we trade again tomorrow. Big shout out to everyone in the chat. I know it was a wild one, and I hope you had a lot of fun and a lot of excitement I saw in the chat. Whether up, down, you're here for the action and volatile markets. Even if you make or lose, you get 10 times the amount of information just being here for the market on a day like today. Like just watching the tape on Tesla this afternoon, you get like a week's worth of tape watching in a single day. That's why you got to be here, and that's why we're here live, giving you what actually moves every single day. That's what Trader TV Live is all about. Big shout out on the ones and twos, of course, as always, to both Andre and Fabian shooting all of our socials and still hard at work. Is Ramin, and a big shout out to our contractor who has not stopped working since like 7 a.m. this morning for the renovations, everybody. But you know what? Earnings are going to be out soon on Broadcom, and a market recap show. Did we just move there? Ooh, little bit of a move there on Broadcom. Market recap show is going to start with Adara and Sean right about now.
Daughter. All right, hey, what's up, everybody? Wow. From one spot to another right now. Thank you for joining us. We are going to be bringing you all of the earnings as they start to drop, man. We're ready for Woof should come out first, I believe. We have lots of stuff happening. Please mind the noise in the background. And Studio 8 is in full effect today, and the budget just got a little bit bigger after today's trade. I'll tell you that much. But there it is, man. Adara's in the house. We're really glad to have her with us one more time. And this will be the last time you'll see me this week until next week. We're waiting for Lululemon to come out again right now. So there's a look at what we're doing there. Sell off into the close for Lulu. I mean, the whole market was an interesting one today. We'll get to that in a couple minutes. Look at this indexes today, man. Everything pretty much red. We'll talk about silver, copper, China names up, of course. And again, the more confusion that the United States clearly gives everybody in this world, probably the better other nations are looking right now. FXI up there, USO up today, dollar strength as well. Uranium up, so TAN, some of the solar names. So some of the sectors that were usually to the downside, it seems like, a little up right now. So, okay, we're still waiting. So we got Woof tonight. We've got DocuSign tonight. We've got DocuSign. We've got Rubrik. We've got Service Titan, TTAN, Internet of Things, IoT, which is Samsara there. This was a name that our guy Raider Trader liked as well. But the big one that I think we all wait for is going to be Broadcom, and we'll wait to see them, again, one of the newer entrants in the last couple months into the $1 trillion club, 1.2 right now for Broadcom. Last earnings per share, $1.60. What we're looking for right now is $1.58. So basically in line with what we did last time. We'll wait to see if that comes out right now for Broadcom. But oh boy, man, are we going to get nastier in the aftermarket or not? I mean, this drop in Tesla, very, very epic, pretty much started right on the midday show. And I was like, wish that I actually wish I was on the midday show for you guys, because I don't know what Sharif and Joe were doing. Like, I just don't know if they shorted this, but that 320 break right there, and especially as you look a little bit more, I had to wait to short 300, but like that break right there of 312, that was a great break, because you came in, you bounced off of it, then you got a little bit higher, then you flushed right there off that 312. So I really like that play as well. That was in there at about 12:30. And then all of a sudden, man, it was a tweet storm. It was basically a shit show after that, just to the downside. The Nasdaq kind of went with it as well, back falling down, and it brought a lot of different names with it. We saw Palantir, people now questioning some of maybe potentially. Isn't that what the story was? Questioning the government contracts there with Palantir? And government spending and
well, yeah. So it's just basically Republicans, apparently in the House and the Senate, are both having issues here with these reports that Palantir is going to be doing some surveillance. Apparently, basically what they're doing is people are saying it's kind of turning, I guess, everyone into data, which is a concern. It's just like big brother, basically, is the worry here. That was the issue. Lululemon, Michelle Muir says, huge spread on Lulu. Shout out to that. Sorry, I'll stop being rude there, Trump. Does Lulu have earnings yet? No, it doesn't. But Lulu has a great spread. That's why I love Lulu. So let's find out what happens here. I showed it to I Love Lucy, I guess, as well. So, yeah, I don't have any earnings here that I am saying. We're going to have to wait and find out. Wolf should be here. Rent the Runway apparently is here. I didn't even have them on my list. So Rent the Runway have their Q2 guidance. They're guiding higher than expected, 76 to 80 million for Q2 versus estimates of 75.5. We got a whole bunch coming through now, Sean. I'm going to get these ready for you guys. We have Rubric, but I have to like read through these reports. I don't have.
All right, that's okay. RBRK, I'll get it all on. So there goes Rubric right now. I'm going to go into, let's let Adaira cook with those numbers. There's Rubric to the downside. We also have DocuSign. This is a beat for DocuSign. Right now, I just heard 81 cents, revenue of 763 as well. There goes DocuSign to the downside. We'll get those numbers for you as well. We're expecting at 405 Lululemon. I said this name was going to be a problem, and there it is. Lululemon down 10% right there to the downside. I showed you the gap chart. I showed you gap, and said this is going to be a problem there, as if you look at the gap earnings there on their earnings day to the downside, and then you go over here for Lululemon right now, looks like they're to the downside. Wow, really destroyed there for Lululemon, man. We wear the clothes, we don't own the shares. It's a nice move now to the downside for Lululemon. There it goes, man, down 12%, extending forward the loss, right? We were not even looking for this much of a loss. What we were looking for on Lulu, as a percentage move, was 9%. Its last move was also 14%. So there goes Lululemon. What numbers do you want to go through?
Yeah,
do you
let's
have
go
Lulu?
through Lulu. I have Lulu. I have DocuSign. So Lulu here, revenue up 7% year over year. I was seeing estimates of 2.36 billion. They reported revenue of 2.4 billion. Looks like a beat. Now, they also here had comparable sales increasing by 1%, but comparable sales in the U.S., Sean, actually dropping by 2%. International sales were great, though. International comparable sales up 6%. International net revenue up 19%. So doing really well internationally. They're here 763.7 million, beating estimates of 748.1 million. Billings, 739.6 million. Free cash flow, 227.8 million. Adjusted gross margin of 82.3%. GAAP margin of 79.4%. Let's get this docu. I believe I saw something about a buyback here. Yes, so they've announced their share repurchase program. It's going to be increasing by $1 billion. So hiking up that share repurchase program is DOCU. Lulu, I'm seeing guidance now. Oh, sorry, no, that's actually the earnings that we had. So again, those earnings I'll continue to just say. Lululemon looks like a revenue beat. Yep. Docu raising guidance here, Sean.
Okay, so that's nice to see Docu. I mean, we like to hear that guidance raised, but there it is, DocuSign again. Sorry I didn't switch over to it. I was trying to look up some Lululemon stuff myself. But there it is, down to $82 right now goes DocuSign. So I actually liked this play for a AI kind of a look there, because, as more and more of us looking to do, I guess work from home is kind of a thing in the past right now, but as more and more people, we talk to Sharif, especially in the pharmaceutical business as well, lawyers, doctors and whatnot, DocuSign has that seal of approval that you can sign official, records with DocuSign. So I actually like that. I thought they could become a little bit more, efficient with AI, but there's DocuSign there as well.
Again.
So Trump posted.
Elon.
Okay, there goes $81 now for DocuSign. Trump posting again. I'm always just going to throw over to you, Adara. So what do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about how Trump is posting about Elon again. I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done it months ago. This is one of the greatest bills ever presented to Congress. It's a record cut in expenses, $1.6 trillion, the biggest tax cut given. If the bill doesn't pass, things will get worse. He didn't create the mess. He's here to fix it. This puts our country in a path of greatness. Make America great again. So basically the main thing here is he's saying that Elon should have turned against him months ago. Excuse me. Woof, though, let's take...
I mean, did Elon even really turn on him? I mean, all this started was with the bill. It's like, I just feel like someone's lying. Either Elon knew about what was in the bill or he didn't.
I think the bigger issue is the stuff he said about Elon or Trump on X. Like he was pulling up his old, pulling up his old tweets from like years ago, and being like, "Oh, I agree," like implying that Trump turned his back on things he used to believe in. I think Elon's issue is more the hypocrisy. I think Trump's issue might also be the hypocrisy. Petco missing here.
Woof, okay.
WOFF or WOOF. You might woof at these results here. 1.49 billion versus 1.5 billion expected. Let's take. Well, do we have IoT yet? Probably not. What else reported at 405? We have Lulu. We went over. We just went over Petco. We went over
Rubric,
Broadcom.
RBRK.
RBRK. Definitely have those numbers out. RBRK here beating smaller than expected loss per share, much smaller than expected loss per share. 15-cent loss versus 32 expected. Sales 748.48 million. Nice little beat compared to estimates of 260.35 million.
You know what I want to
see? They did beat estimates for RBRK.
Tell me about Service Titan, because
Service Titan, I'll tell you about it.
Yeah, because Service Titan right here, again, a recent IPO. If we drop a anchored VWAP, shout out to my good friend Brian Shannon, who hopefully will be with us next week. There, he had some computer issues there yesterday, but there it is, man. So its VWAP, anchored VWAP from its IPO date for Service Titan is 104 right now, and it looks like, Adara, we're below that right now at 101 there for Service Titan, finally making that move down. Wow, the bottom was 101. We're back up. Wow, what a surprise. We're at 104 right now on TTAN, as that's down 12%. This is another one of those. I actually use something called Jiffy here in Canada, which is something very similar, where it connects you if you needed any work done in your house. I mean, I forget the last time I used it. I'll have to think about what the project was. Oh, I got a quote on Astro. I want to get this little part of my backyard, put AstroTurf on it, because I concreted out a shooting pad for my daughter, and we just have a small piece of grass. But anyways, okay, the Service Titan downside. So what does that look like? Because
these numbers are really weird. Like the way that it's put in the result, you literally can't see it like the way they put them in. So I can kind of give you the percentage change because that's weirdly easier to read. Looks like their year-over-year revenue growth was 27%. So that's a good look there. Platform revenue up by 27%. Non-GAAP operating margin 7.5%. That's up, I guess, here. Again, sorry, these are worded really weirdly the way they show their results. Total revenue, okay, looks like 215.7 million. So it looks like a beat here versus estimates of 208.46 million. That looks like a revenue beat here. I don't have the GAAP earnings, or again, I don't want to read them incorrectly because of the weird way they've presented this. It does look like they beat here on revenue. The platform revenue I'm seeing is in line with the estimates that I have. So again, it looks like a revenue beat. It is up regardless, 27% year over year. Also, we have comments now coming from Elon and Trump. Again, Politico reporting that Trump is going to be revoking Elon's government contracts. Jesus. Elon Musk saying, in light of the president's statements about canceling my government contracts, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. The war is real, Sean.
Like, who would you rather mess around with? You know, the president of the United States of America, or potentially one of the world's, I'm not going to say the smartest man, but, you know, he thinks differently than the rest of us, created this monster business with a market cap of $1 trillion.
Not anymore.
And his own...
They lost
it's 900 I see right now, the market cap, but it'll be back up there. Tesla's coming back soon, but there it is. I do want to answer a question here because, you know, we are partnered up with eSignal, and we want to thank eSignal for everything that they're doing and giving you that 1 month free. What is market depth on eSignal? So great question there. I've been using eSignal for a while. I don't use market depth on eSignal, but it is this. I've logged into my account over here. It is, oh, there's Rigetti. This is what market depth is. It's just the depth of the levels. So on eSignal, there's something going on with my layout here, not seeing the top level, but it's all of this. So it's the depth of book. Okay, so you can see different levels. There's Tesla right now, by the way, downside. Oh, you want to review that? This is the only Tesla trade that I had there today. I mean, it was a break of 300 right there. We did it at 2 o'clock or so. We were just waiting, man. We were live on the air with everybody. Thank you. So yeah, we'll talk about it. So here goes. IoT is out right now. Look at the after hours right now Look at that big print there on Tesla at the end of the day, 12 million shares to close us out in and around 285 or 86. But now Tesla's bleeding again, trying to take out some of those lows again right now for Tesla. But again, I don't know, man. I mean, I sometimes when I'm doing this, I feel bad because like I'm just like saying, wow, there it is, $10, $12, but whatever. It was a nice downside move. Just trying to tell you guys, we covered at 280, but now you're back into the lows again of 277. You just mentioned IoT, so let's just call that up really quickly, see what that looks like on a live level 2 right now. Here's IoT Samsara down. It looks like another 9% right there for IoT as we continue to go lower there. 4250 by 43 right now for IoT and trying to get a little bit lower, but this is market depth. So thank you so much for the super chat as well. People saying Palantir bleeding here after hours. Man, oh yeah, 118. That was a good sell, man. Neil kept talking about selling Tesla. We did get out of some Palantir as well in and around 124 to the downside there for Palantir today and into this move. I'm a buyer of Palantir if this continues to go lower into this weakness because this has nothing to do with Palantir. The government contracts and sort of the pettiness of the government makes me believe that, you know, if Alex Karp says something, then Trump's going to all of a sudden say, that's it, no more contracts for you. And that would be a problem. So I think anybody now that's doing business with the government, this is not the way you want to operate. And believe me, this is not a shot. Like, I'm not trying to be against Donald Trump or anything like that. It sucks because we all have money in the market. And at the end of the day, you know, President Trump has been known as like the stock market president, and he does like to watch the markets. So when this kind of move happens, and then I know there's a lot of traders also in Tesla and stuff like that, this is going to be a lot of fun. There's so much winning right now happening, both in the market and everything. I mean, we actually got a great shout out to Ramin. We got one of our best views on the shorts. I think it was our best one of all time when we had that out. That's also Fabian. Good job on that. I know he worked on that as well. So, yeah, it just sucks to not have the back of a major company like that. But there's Broadcom again.
Broadcom
This is another bad sign. If Broadcom loses this, we're only back to 250. I'm hearing my ear that it's a beat right now for Broadcom. But remember, the market doesn't give two you-know-whats about what you did. It's what you're looking to do. What is the talk here for Broadcom? Thank everybody for joining. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. But it looks like Broadcom's to the downside. Adara, drop the numbers.
I have Samsara up here, so quickly go over that. Adjusted earnings beat 11 cents versus 6 cents expected.
IoT.
Sales beat 366.7 million. But now let's get into Broadcom. 15.004 billion here. That looks like it's above estimates. Yes, they did do a double beat there. Sales of 15 billion, beating estimates of 14.99 billion, narrow beat. Adjusted earnings of $1.58 per share versus 156 expected. They beat by like a hair. I'm not seeing anything else here. Donald Trump talking right now in some roundtable about the police. We have guidance for Broadcom, which much like its earnings, narrowly beating here. So Q3 sales, 15.8 bill versus 15.79 bill expected. What we want here is decisive beats. What we have from Broadcom is just an eking buy here.
Right,
it's not a great look, honestly.
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm waiting to see its Q3 sales right now. Numbers 15.8 versus 15.79 billion. So it seems like they're fine, but it's not great. There for Broadcom. The reason why I said there is because I'm a little nervous. I don't want it to break this 250. We did break it, but we came back up. So right now, 250 holding here for Broadcom. And look, it can beat it and come into this level. I think on a bad day there, Broadcom would be back to the downside. There's more Donald Trump apparent.
Oh no, Broadcom. I have more.
Oh, Broadcom. Okay, I mean, the minute I see Adara with like your finger up, like she wants to say something, I automatically think this. But there's Tesla right now, Adara, at its lows. It's right back to 275. So Tesla can't really find a way. And before I throw back to you about Broadcom, I did want to see if there's anything going on in DJT. Yeah, that's also downside. So it's like both of these guys right now, you know, the back and forth now affecting both of their companies. I don't know if I should call Trump Media and Technology Donald Trump's company, but it's in the name. So there it goes to the downside right now. DJT also getting smacked up a little bit as there it is back in. You know, wait for this one. I won't be surprised if we wake up tomorrow $16 for DJT. So yeah, I'm a little surprised that Elon Musk is throwing so much shade here. I mean, the guy's, you don't really want to mess around too much in this space, but it seems like it is fine for him to do that. But there goes Broadcom. We're at that 250 mark. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so for one here, Elon Musk now tweeting that Trump should be impeached. So things are getting worse there. But Also,
I mean, I called for that an hour ago.
Let's talk here about Broadcom because we do have some more updates here. So they beat, like I said, narrow beat here for revenue and EPS. Very narrow beat here in terms of their estimates, but their AI revenue up 46% year over year. They're seeing total Q3 revenue, again, we went over that, $15.8 billion. They expect their AI segment to hit $5.1 billion in revenue next quarter. So that'd be up on a quarter-over-quarter basis, and they declared a 59-cent dividend. Let's talk about Lulu guidance here because that is also a little bit worth discussing here. Fiscal 2025 GAAP EPS guidance, they lowered it from $14.95 to $5.15 to $14.58 to $14.78. So they cut it significantly here. The lower end of their the higher end of their new guidance, Sean, is below the lower end of their old guidance. That's really bad. They affirmed their fiscal 2025 sales guidance. However, the midpoint of that more or less in line with estimates. So again, very weak GAAP EPS guidance, sales guidance kind of in line here. Let's talk about Q2 because that was the fiscal year. Q2 guidance here also pretty mixed here. Q2 GAAP earnings of $2.85 to $2.90 per share are well below estimates of $3.31. Sales guidance here, $2.535 billion to $2.56 billion versus estimates of $2.56 billion. They miss here, Sean. This guidance is pretty rough. Though again here, they did have EPS in line, sales beat, comparable sales up 1%, but international doing far better than the Americas. Yep.
I'm getting crazy FOMO right now. Yeah, for tomorrow. Everyone's saying can't wait to be at my desk tomorrow. Can't wait. I can't wait to spend time with the family. But yeah, I'll be having those feels again there. So Obi and Neil doing the best today. Tomorrow for everybody, but there's Lululemon back in underneath the 50, underneath the 200, and we continue to go lower down here at 276 again right there, downside right now for Lululemon as it just keeps on going lower. I mean, we called it, like if you rewind it to 350, I was like Lululemon, I called up the gap example, and I said this is probably the case. I think it's not worth anything to do this for guiding. I don't even know why they're guiding. I mean, we have to wait for July 9th and figure that all out before this goes down. So yeah, good. Yeah, we will definitely have a great show for you guys tomorrow. So get ready for that one. And again, thank you everybody for joining us right now. Broadcom's got a hold, so that was another level there. We haven't even really gone over the market, but Broadcom right there, 252. And
we have gas earnings
incoming as well. Oh, GES. I'm going to say lower?
No, actually higher.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Let's talk about it. Smaller than expected loss per share, 44 cents versus 69 cents expected. That would be a beat. Sales beat, 647.8 million versus 631.36 million expected. Yes, that's right, Sean. Basically, the one positive earnings name is guess. Who'd have guessed?
I am tired, boy. I shouldn't be yawning too much in front of Adair because then the next thing you know, both of us will be asleep here.
Oh, I'm holding up quite well, actually.
Yeah, okay,
this market's
good.
keeping me awake.
Yeah, this market is. I'm exhausted today. We didn't even talk about literally the biggest trade. It's too bad I was going to say in the show's history, but I wasn't on the show when this happened. But I think P&L wise, whoa, there's the daily chart on Circle. We don't need to see the daily chart on that one. But again, I see all the numbers. I could say it pretty confidently. P&L wise, this was a huge move, man. We open up the day. Let's go to a 3-minute chart or something here. We open up that day right down here on Circle, man. We had to wait. We had to wait very, very patient. We didn't go to the gym. We didn't eat our food. We didn't do anything. We waited, but we just paid for gym memberships, whatever, for quite a while there. But there it is, man. We buy the dip. Oh, here. What am I even talking about? Let me just show you the trade myself right here. This is a live, and again, everyone's going to trade this differently. It's to everybody's own trade. But there's the open right there. I whispered to Joe at about 11 o'clock. I'm like, dude, this could be your trade, right? This is the one for you. He took it. I didn't wind up finding out how much he made on it or anything like that. But at the end of the day, the IPO trade remains solid and remains true. You buy the IPO and you wait for it to break lower. This never broke lower. It just kept going and going and going. And that's why it's hard sometimes to discuss these things on the air, but I was saying it's the best IPO of all time for an individual trader. I'll stand by that because you had 2 halts in a row. Let me get rid of this. Forget about all this, all these trades that I had, okay? Because I'm a maniac and I trade too much. But right into there. So if you just go long, the trade is always to go long off the open. I posted it up. Go find me on Twitter. We've talked about IPO trades over and over and over again. Every single IPO that I'm ever in is the exact same way. You buy that opening print. It did not wick down to $64. It printed $69. I blinked and it was at 73. So right there, we started getting a whole bunch out. Then all of a sudden, we halted at $76. And now you're like, okay, I'm in the money $7.
Yeah.
All right, already, Adara, and it's halted. Okay, all right. Then it showed, all right, well, where are we going to open back up, all right? So it opens back up at, I guess, right there, $76 again. But then the print, and then before you can even blink again, it's halted. This is all 1 minute charts. I mean, unfortunately, our system doesn't do second charts. I can go over to eSignal and show you. It just went to $90 immediately.
That's crazy.
You had no choice but to take $20 worth of a trade right there. Then it halts, and then not only that, after it halts, it goes higher. It even opens up higher, and then you know, we always talk about getting out at key levels. Well, then 100 becomes the top of the day. And so, like, you're going long, and now I'm getting excited again. I'm not even trading. You go long at $70. You get out there for $7. Then you get out for $20. Then it rips up, and hopefully, and if I put my trade up, you'll see again, we got a bunch of outs up here as we go from 95 into 100. Then it comes all the way back down, halts again. You're able to get out at 82. Then after that, it rips all the way back to 90s, where we took outs, all the way up. And then finally, near the end of the day, right there at 3 o'clock, it doesn't even break $80 there, sorry. It breaks right there, $80. So like the worst you could have done on this trade is $11.
Pretty good.
That's the worst you could have done on this trade, on a $69 trade. That's if you got out at the very bottom. So, I mean, I don't know. Or you got out on this halt. Like you literally were out everything on the halt. But all right, that's that trade. That's Circle, man. It was an awesome day for that. It was a great trade. Lululemon right now is getting smacked as if it stole something. This is just like straight to the downside. Down now 18%. Lululemon, nice move on the downside again for Lulu. But my hope is that Broadcom holds, and Broadcom's holding. So Broadcom,
yep.
I feel like this is a drop in the bucket for them. We survived a Broadcom report, okay? Just like Nvidia was kind of neither here nor there. Broadcom, it sucks to be down 3%. There's no doubt about that. It's probably affecting a recent name that I bought, Marvell. Yeah, so we're long in Marvell at 66. This down to 64. Let's check out what it's doing to the king. Right now, Nvidia is just saying, hold my crown. We'll wait for that. And now it's not doing too much to Nvidia either. But let me just go back and check on what Tesla's doing, because TLSA. I hope
TSLA.
that's, yeah, I know. I hope that's not the indicative price there for Tesla. TSLA right there. Let's look at that. So it does bounce off those lows of 275. For me, it's really ridiculous to make a call right now. I mean, there's a lot of people asking in the chat, what do you think about tomorrow? Just wake up tomorrow and make a decision. I mean, for right now, let the calm, if there's going to be any calm, let it happen. I was going to say some sort of a joke there about Donald Trump just did the travel ban to 7 countries. You're going to add South Africa to this?
He's going to add Mars?
He's going to add Mars. He's going to add South Africa because Elon Musk, again, you know, anybody from there must be unhinged. So there we go to the downside for Tesla. Let me just see if DJT is having a day on this as well.
It had a drop initially.
Yeah, we had looked at this. So breaking through $20 there as well. Shout out to everybody in South Africa. Obviously a great nation there. I'm just having fun right now. But all right, so what led the way today, man? Silver, and shout out to Michael Noss. He was actually talking about this. Now, I'm not sure what this looks like on the daily, but when Michael was here, we were talking about this breakout imminent, right? He actually told me, Sean, go into, and again, what a great, we talk about all the traders that we have on the show. We have great traders, but our guests are, you know, even part of that level as well, right? Leveling up on this. He had talked about sort of this rounded bottom happening right into here. Elon Musk now calling for a recession.
Oh my God.
So, you know, like SpaceX, Starlink, cars, robots, economist. Now, shout out to Elon Musk, our newest economist. Right now, gamer as well. I forgot about that. Thank you so much for that one. So, again, allegedly a gamer as well. Are we lying about that as well, Fabian? What are you trying to get at? There it is, man. A nice move in for, I just want to see if there's anything going on there. But it's the Nasdaq that we really worry about. The Nasdaq was 2 percentage points away from all-time high. Then we get this dip. So now we're 3 points away. This is not the end of the world. If you are nervous about what could possibly happen here, I mean, just get out. We talked about that. You could liquidate now. You're at the highs. And remember, liquidating means you're sitting in cash, baby. And nothing wrong with that. cash is king. And if you're in cash, you could buy Bitcoin dips, you could buy any of these dips and wait for them. I don't think that you should be throwing shade at that kind of an idea, right? We can always call, oh God, SIDU now.
Yeah,
Side of space.
I know all these space names up here with the SpaceX contracts and stuff. So people were asking about SPCE in the chat. People were asking about Astis. People were asking about Lunar. So all of these space names here to the upside. If Elon Musk's already saying he's decommissioning his, what at the SpaceX Dragon, I believe, we know that reportedly, Trump is going to be pulling his contracts. According to Politico, Trump already threatened to pull the contract, so that's a great look for any non-SpaceX space names. That would be ASTS, Lunar, SIDU, which I totally forgot about that one, Rocket Lab, anything like that. Great look for these names. Right now here, guys, just in case you missed it on Broadcom, guidance was pretty much in line. Adjusted earnings and sales beat estimates by a hair. Revenue was up, though, 20% year over year. Their Q3 guidance even does expect 21% year over year increase. Their semiconductor solutions revenue beat estimates, so not a bad report.
Yeah, as you say, bye-bye, Lulu. Again, 271 and going lower. Shout out to Joshua Walker. Thank you so much for becoming one of our newest members right there on the chat. So thank you so much, Joshua Walker. And then kind of a funny thing right here as well. Eduardo, where are you? Where are you, Eduardo? I don't want to miss. Oh, there it is right here. He is actually an economist and physicist as well. So there you go. We talked about sort of the mind that Elon has. So I don't know how many degrees he has either, but there you go. Another one right there. Yeah, man, the Insane Asylum is now out officially here. I feel like we need to have a Batman episode about all of this, man. Who's going to Arkham very, very soon. So yeah, no, look, an absolutely great show again, man. We had Circle. I thought that was it, man. I had to go for a walk after that Circle trade. Adara, do me a favor, check out Donald Trump's X account. People saying that he no longer has one. That has been pulled
I'm looking right
by
now.
Elon. So we'll go find out if that is the case. May not be true. I just want to double check it.
He still has one as far as I can tell.
Okay.
Yep. You can follow him. You can look at his videos. He posted. He doesn't post much, though.
No,
I can show it, but Fabian, really, he doesn't post much.
There's
Here it
nothing
is.
going on. Okay. When was the last post? That's today?
No, it was like days ago.
Oh, that's right. He does everything on Truth anyways.
But he doesn't post much on X because he has his own thing.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So whatever. I just wanted to get that going because people were mentioning. I just wasn't sure if that was the case or not. Kind of funny that to see gold also not really liking. Oh, it's 4:30. We gotta get out of here. It's nice to see gold. Not nice to see gold. I mean, I like to see gold a little higher as we do own some gold. But in all of this turmoil, I thought maybe gold would have been upside. So I would say look to trade some gold futures. We'll see if that can get going at some point soon as well. IBIT did not have a good day as Bitcoin broke below that resistance level of 103, but it's still hovering around there. Look at IBIT getting lower as well. And again, like if we're not in favor with Trump, and he's been a big Bitcoin bull, I mean, as Elon, so I don't know, maybe there's something there. Okay, right, Adara, have a great weekend. I'm gone.
Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you for everything today. I mean, I know today was a super, super busy one for yourself.
It was exhausting, to be honest.
Yeah, we couldn't be doing any of this stuff without you. So to me, I'm going to ask you something interesting, and I think you might be able to get this right away. We've never done anything like this. This is today's favorite headline.
Oh, it has to be everything involving the Musk-Trump kerfuffle. Like everything, but also, guys, in case you, like, I don't know if you know this, but like, right, I think around the election, Elon Musk posted, I love Donald Trump as much as any straight man can love another man. I wonder if he feels the same now.
Yeah,
like, these tweets are amazing. Probably my favorite is the have a great day, DJT. That's got to be a good one. Honestly, yeah, I can't pick one tweet. All of it. It was all of it. What about you, Sean? What was your favorite headline from today?
Mine was the IPO.
I was going to say, you're probably going to say
just
Circle.
selfishly there. But yeah, so I would say the Circle IPO was pretty cool there today. I'm interested to see what happens with Palantir, obviously, moving forward. The government contracts. I actually think it's kind of interesting, too, all the stuff that's happening in the space names. So I think that could be interesting moving forward as well as we sort this all out. So, I mean, again, today, some killer trades. Thank you to everybody for watching. Thanks, Neil. Thanks, Sharif and Joe. I actually messaged Sharif and Joe privately right there, and I said, guys, thank you so much for everything you guys are doing on the Midday show because it means a lot that we just keep on bringing you guys everything. And we really appreciate all the hard work that everybody's doing. Shout out to Brendo. Fabian's right here, so we're going to get out of here. Ramin's still here as well. Adara, we've already thanked her 100 times, so thank you, Adara. Neil, I probably forgot forgot somebody, but for every Andre as well. So, and everybody working. There's Obi. Obi, give us a wave. He's in the building tomorrow. There he is. He's in the building right now.
Boy.
But there he is. Oh boy, trading tomorrow with Obi and Neil. So everybody have a great weekend. Have a false Father's Day this weekend. We mispronounced that this weekend. That's
Wait, I
next
was going to say
weekend.
it's not Father's Day, is it?
No,
That's too early.
No.
Okay.
I was like, Neil, so what's going on for Father's Day? He's like, oh yeah, we know. I'm going up north this weekend, so we're gonna miss it and all this kind of stuff. And then turns out that it's not even this weekend. So, the two fathers on the show have no idea when Father's Day is, so that's great. All right, thank you everybody for watching again. I'm away tomorrow. Have a good one. For Adara, I'm Sean. It's Trader TV Live. Join us tomorrow at 8:30. Make sure you're here. It's going to be a good one. I hope we set some records. I'll see you on the flip side. Ciao, everybody.
You found the best trading show on the planet. So what are you going to do now? Simple. Hit the like, subscribe, and share it. It's Trader TV Live. We're here, baby.